by Ram. We start with Alabama A&M and Zarion Hayes.
Zarion Hayes, he's a dog, and he leads his team with 10.5 tackles for loss. So that right there tells you that he lives in the backfield. So if you're Bethune-Cookman, you have to know where he's at all times.
And on the defensive end for the Wildcats, trying to stop this high-powered offense for Alabama A&M, De'Aris Thomas.
De'Aris Thomas, he's a dog. He's a playmaker. Leads his team with 82 tackles in that secondary. And as you mentioned, with the high-powered offense from Alabama A&M, he's going to have to do a magnificent job of controlling the troops in his secondary and his defense.
Well, now for more on who leads these troops for both teams, Laurentia Bowden has more on both coaches.
Well, you know, guys, today's game signifies a positive step forward for both of these teams, starting with Coach Maynor and Alabama A&M. They lost a few close games early in the season, but after speaking to him earlier this week, he assured us that they're just going to use the rest of the season to build a positive foundation for the future. And for Coach Woody, he's looking forward to the offseason because finally he's going to be able to recruit players of his own, which, as we know, is very important when you want to build a successful program.
Well, seniors are the cornerstone of a program. It's senior day here at Daytona Stadium. Bethune-Cookman and Alabama A&M battling next on HBCU Go.
Walmart Black Friday deals are live. Get this Barbie playset for $12.97, these Skull Candy headphones for $49, and so many more amazing deals. Shop online now and save big with Walmart Black Friday deals.
Some people just know what road to take. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
The service road is faster.
Turn left.
Not happening.
He knows better than any GPS, and he'd point you in Allstate's direction.
Go all the way down the road past the big gray warehouse.
Take the next exit.
You're not from around here, so you don't know the back roads.
I don't want to be late for the party.
I'm gonna save us 5 minutes.
Some people just know what road to take.
You're on the fastest route.
Those are the people who know safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
Hey, everybody, let's take a picture.
This one's better.
Wow.
Get Google Pixel 8 free at T-Mobile.
I'm not the future, I am now.
Welcome to The Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
It's very important that everybody is represented. We control how we're produced, depicted, and how we're seen around the world.
From breaking news to culture, politics, and entertainment.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it.
The power in this room is unbelievable. All you have to do is just feel it and believe it.
Available daily on thegriot.com, the Griot Cable Network, and our free streaming platform.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. Local now. Where you are is where it's at.
Daytona Stadium is the destination. The Wildcats ready to go on Senior Day as they prepare to take on Alabama A&M. Now it's time to get down to the fourth member of our team, Jasmine McCoy.
Thanks, James. The football coverage doesn't stop here. Follow along on our socials at hbcugo.tv for even more exclusive coverage. And I'll be hosting halftime with a special performance from the Pride. Here's some of your favorite artists from SZA, Beyonce, and CeeLo Green. And you know what, James? This weather feels great, but I think I might need to reapply some sunscreen. You know, I'm on the lighter side.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hot outside this entire game. And here is today's forecast brought to you by Weather Channel. 82 degrees at kickoff. It will lower slightly to the high 70s, but it's still a pretty beautiful day. And now it's time to visit today's coaching game plan brought to you by Charmin.
Yeah, if you're Alabama A&M and the Bulldogs, you have to play to your strengths on the offensive side of the ball, and you have to take whatever the defense gives you. Then on defense, play your cover 3 coverage on defense side of the ball, and don't give up any cheap plays.
And now thinking for Coach Raymond Woody and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, what can they do here in this game to get their second win of the season?
Yeah, offensively, continue to execute and, you know, just piggyback off the game that you had last week. And you have to put pressure on this A&M defense. And on the defensive side of the ball, that defensive line has to set the tone, has to start the trenches.
Bethune-Cookman did not win the toss. Alabama A&M won the toss, and they deferred to the second half, so the Wildcats will get the ball first on offense. And offensive coordinator Joe Gerbino saying that he wants his team to be Daytona Speedway fast on offense. So we'll get a first look at the Wildcats on offense. Luke Moffitt boots the ball away. It will go out of the back of the end zone. And Bethune-Cookman will start from the 25. So the first time we'll see Tyleek Bethea. And for Bethea, he has such a phenomenal story coming through adversity and just making his way onto this team. Played at Delaware State for 2 years. Did not have a starting job. Worked his way up. Almost had an opportunity, but he tore his UCL and was out all of last season. Got into the portal. Decided to come and play at Bethune-Cookman. And is now the starting quarterback after facing some adversity this season as well. Helping to lead this team, hopefully, for back-to-back wins.
And regardless of the records today, if you're Bethune, you want to protect home field. That's the first thing.
Wildcats will throw on first down. This ball is out of the reach of Dakari Allen Johnson. Here's the Bethune-Cookman offense. And we talk about Daytona speed fast. You have to have players like Jimmy Robinson to set the tone at the running back position. But Tink Boyd, he's the man on the outside who's going to catch a lot of these balls.
Yeah, he is. Tink Boyd, he's a playmaker. He's one of the guys Bethea's going to be looking for all day today. And Tink Boyd, he can, once he gets the ball in his hands, he can definitely make plays.
This is Dakari Allen Johnson coming around the backside. Picks up about 4 yards. Here's the Alabama A&M defense that is in the middle of the pack in the SWAC at this point of the season. We talked about Zarion Hayes from the jump, but you have to think about the back end and Amari Pate, Aeneas Williams semifinalist award.
Yeah, Amari Pate, you talk about this. He's a redshirt sophomore, and he's already one of the best DBs in Black College. So, again, we're going to be looking for him to make some plays in the secondary.
Bethea at 6'5", galloping free at the second level, and he takes it past the 45 to the 47, and a first down on third down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's what you want to be able to do. You want to be able to complete these drives. And what I mean by complete the drives, convert on third down, keep your offense on the field, keep that A&M defense on the field, tire them out, and be able to take advantage of opportunities that's given to you.
Still rumbling forward on the carry, Jimmy Robinson III. And for Bethune-Cookman on offense, they're all about speed. Pace is the key, and although the stats don't necessarily jump out at you, Coach Gerbino said that we want to have upwards of 70, 80 plays per game. That puts us in the best position to be successful. Bethea off his back foot, looking for Boyd. Ball is incomplete. And once again, third down, but this time third down and short for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, and when you talk about the 70 and 80 plays, first off, on the defensive side of the ball, you don't want to be on the field for those many plays. But offensively, if you can do that, you're having a successful day on the offensive side of the ball. But as you can see now, third and short, in order for you to have that many plays, you have to convert on third down.
And we see a similar tush-push action, but Bethea hands it off instead of diving forward, trying to get 2 yards. Only picked up 1 on the rush. And here's the wrinkle to what we've been seeing so often in the NFL.
Yes, Philadelphia Eagles, they do a great job with that with Jalen Hurts, getting the guys behind him and pushing them forward. So you see here the Wildcats being able to add a little wrinkle to that.
And there with the hard count, Bethea forces Rashad Colson to jump through the line, and that will be offside.
And that's something that all great quarterbacks have.
Offside, number 97, defense, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
As a quarterback, when you're able to use that deflection in your voice and give those hard counts and being able to get those defensive linemen to jump off sides, man, that's always a great tool to have at the quarterback position.
First drive for Bethune-Cookman early in the first quarter, and they are moving on this Alabama A&M defense. Alabama A&M defensively giving up about 27 points per game. That's 6th in the SWAC. Trying to avoid giving up any points on the opening drive for the Wildcats. First down and 10 from the 39. Bethea, deep drop, has time initially, and Again, excellent coverage on the back end by this Alabama A&M secondary. Intended wide receiver was Davino Ellington, and coverage was Kanuchu Nziumumi.
Yeah, you see here, Tali Bethea has a lot of time to sit back there in the pocket and try to find his receivers down the field. Early in this first drive, you see a lot of out-breaking routes by this offense. But again, Alabama A&M, they're doing a decent job. You know, the DBs are staying on top and making it tough to get in these tight windows.
Jimmy Robinson, the third, trying to squeeze through a window right there, but couldn't find very much airspace. Third down and long upcoming for Bethune on the year. The Wildcats on third down, 11th in the conference, converting just less than 28% of their third down opportunities. And this one, a more difficult one, at third down and 9. Rush is picked up. Bethea throws with time, and that ball is caught. Jalen Brown drops it on the back end, and Brown was not down, so that's a fumble. That's the call on the field right now, picked up by Amari Pate, and Brown is down behind the play. So what looked like a gorgeous pitch and catch has turned into a takeaway for Alabama A&M. Let's look at it again.
You look at this replay. I think they'll bring this back, and he was definitely down. He was definitely down. A good job by Talik Bethea being able to find his receiver in their open zones. Great job. Again, we talk about it early in the broadcast. That's all they have to do if you're Bethune, put pressure, but then just, you know, take advantage of what the defense gives you.
Well, Jalen Brown is being tended to. Looked like he hit his back and was tackled by his legs, and so we'll take a break as Brown walks off the field.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play!
You got to frank it up.
Frank it up. Frank it up.
Yeah!
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. I put that on everything.
New on the grill, masters of the game.
As a person of faith, I also have an acquiesce to the reality that there's a sovereign hand navigating my steps. Who plans to be working on an album at 53 in the middle of that? Find out that you've been living a lie.
Sit down one-on-one with black people who dominate the game.
What did the album become?
The album became everything that people take to get by. I would have gone crazy if I wasn't working on this album.
Right here on The Griot. Check your local listings.
Welcome to The Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
From culture, news, and politics, these are stories told in a way that is meaningful and important for everyone.
From the clean water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi, abortion rights, mental health, and celebrity scoops.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it. The Griot, stories powered by us.
Watch our shows live every weeknight on the Griot cable. Check your local listings.
Laughter is contagious on comedy.tv.
What does a Canadian horse look like?
It's like an American horse, but nicer.
The jokes never end on comedy.tv. Check your local listings for times and channel.
No score early in the first quarter between the Wildcats and the Bulldogs. A promising first drive for Bethune-Cookman comes to a close because of this excellent defensive play by Alabama A&M.
Now, for sure, you can see here, the ball comes out, and when the ball does come out, you can see he hasn't hit the ground yet. So, again, a good job by the referees being able to make that call in action. Again, I was wrong. I definitely thought that he was down prior to that ball coming out. So, again, a good job by the referees making that call.
Caleb Dawson makes the hit, the transfer from Appalachian State, and the Aeneas Williams Award semifinalist Amari Pate picks it up. So first down on offense now is Alabama A&M. Ball's caught by Cameron Young, takes it to the 40, and the first throw coming from Quincy Casey. And Casey on the season has split time with Xavier Langford. He's getting the nod today, the transfer from Jackson State, trying to run this high-powered offense, which leads the conference in points per game at more than 31. Casey pumps, steps up, slings, and is caught by Gardner. And he takes it for another first down to the 49 and plus territory. Offense looking like this for Alabama A&M. And we were going to mention Terrell Gardner as the player to watch because he can really take the top off the defense.
Yeah, if you're Bethune-Cookman defense, you have to be aware where he's at because he's that speedster. And like you said, he can take the top off your defense and create those big plays in the passing game.
3 straight throws. This one falls incomplete. And here's the Bethune-Cookman defense, which has struggled at times this season, 7th in the conference in points per game. But Amari Hill-Robinson is a player at the corner position who is an all-SWAC type of player, and he's looking to close down Gardner and the rest of these wide receivers for Alabama A&M.
Yeah, Amari Hill-Robinson, he's a guy that can get his hands on the ball and can turn the ball over. The past three seasons, he's been doing that at a high clip. So again, we have to look at number one on the corner and see what he can do against these high-powered wide receivers for Alabama A&M.
Cameron Young goes in motion. First run of the day is swallowed up. Eddie Walls wreaking havoc in the backfield. 3rd down and long upcoming for the Bulldogs.
Eddie Walls, this is what you want to be able to do. If you're on that defensive line, get in that backfield, create a new line of scrimmage, and this is one of the ways where this Bethune-Cookman defense can slow this Alabama A&M offense down, creating negative plays and putting them in positions as such 3rd and long.
You see tackles for loss this season in the conference and in FCS. Bethune-Cookman, one of the best in that category. 5 wide now for Casey. Pressure coming up the middle. Another TFL, and this will be a sack for this Wildcats defense. Nowhere for Casey to go as Joshua Thornhill came right up the middle.
Exactly. This is what you want, right? This is what you want. Again, we put the pressure on the offense. We're not going to let the offense dictate what we do on defense. We're going to do the other way around. So, again, on the front for Alabama A&M, we got a hat for a hat, but we're going to add somebody into the pressure. And, again, a good job by this defense getting the quarterback down and getting the punt team on the field. Defensive
coordinator Robert Wimberly is a graduate of Alabama A&M, but he has this Wildcats defense racing after his alma mater. Punts upcoming from Austin McCready. A chance to return for Dakari Allen Johnson. Takes it just short of the 25. Officially at the 25 is where Bethune will start on offense for their 2nd drive when we return.
Ben, take a seat.
So, what you did earlier, right? Huge mistake.
Colossal.
Not signing up for Hilton Honors Points?
You're a business traveler now. Time to start acting like it.
When you want to earn points like it's your job, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay.
Hey, deal lovers. Here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in session. Check your local listings for times and channel.
So yeah, USAA, they always have my back.
USAA? You were in the military?
Oh no, I wasn't, but my grandpa was. He joined USAA, passed membership to my mom, then to me.
There's other ways to get in?
Yeah. My neighbor Ron, he's in because his wife served. Even little Luna, once she's born, her dad served.
So all this time I could have had USAA insurance.
And banking.
Where's my phone?
Over there.
USAA, for the military community and their families.
You're watching The Griot, Black Culture Amplified.
HBCU Go Sports Football is brought to you by Charmin, Enjoy the Go, and by Ram, powered by Ram trucks built to serve. What's always a fun one at Daytona Stadium in Daytona Beach, Florida, Bethune-Cookman. And the fans always here, high fashion. And the first down from the 25 for the Wildcats, their second drive after fumbling on their first. Handoff, slithering through, is Jimmy Robinson the third. And he stopped at the 29-yard line. This offense for Bethune-Cookman, they showcase that they can move the ball down the field, but have to take care of the ball on this drive.
Yeah, you do. You got to take care of the ball and, again, take advantage of your opportunities. You talked about it. The Wildcats were able to drive the ball on that first series, but at all times, you want to be able to put points up on the board. So, again, see what they can do this second drive. See if they can march the ball down the field. Again, put pressure on this A&M defense.
Short yardage was something that Bethune-Cookman was very good at on their first drive. And they find themselves in another short yardage situation right now. 3rd down and 1. From the 34. But they at 6'5", always a quarterback sneak candidate, but will hand off around the left side to Jimmy Robinson the third. And that's the second time we've seen that. And so it's been successful, and it's a first down.
You look at this, I like this play because, again, if you look at it, you have 3 guys in the backfield but they have the option to go to, and he could be that fourth option. So if you're at A&M defense, you really have to play your keys and be honest when they're in that formation.
And right there, Jimmy Robinson the third could not fall on the mishandled snap, and another turnover. Wow.
And again, you talk about taking care of the ball. This is the second time Bethune has turned the ball over and given A&M these opportunities. So even, when you're Bethune, you have this high-powered offense. You want to get all these plays, but the first things first, you have to protect the ball.
Tony Overstreet is the man that fell on the ball after Robinson III could not. And back-to-back turnovers to start the day for Bethune-Cookman. This time, giving a short field to the Bulldogs. Casey on play action throws. A tight window catch by Cameron Young. Touchdown, Alabama A&M.
And if you're the Wildcats, again, this is why we talk about this. You have a high-powered offense by Alabama A&M. They put a lot of points on the board, so you can't give them ample opportunities to score the ball. So, again, right here, this is a great placement of the ball by Quincy Casey to Cameron Young. Cameron Young, one of those receivers on that offense that can make big plays.
He's led the offense twice and receiving on the year. Extra point upcoming from Victor Barbosa. It's good and not easy to make this catch. Got to keep your eye on the ball. Young does that and has the score for Alabama A&M.
You know that feeling of having to rewash dishes that didn't get cleaned? I don't. Cascade Platinum Plus has me doing dishes differently.
Scrub, soak, nope. I just scrape, load, and I'm done.
Only Platinum Plus is bigger, with double the Dawn grease-fighting power and double the scrubbing power for a no-rewash clean and a cabinet-ready shine.
Rewash? Not in my house.
Upgrade to Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
New on the grill, masters of the game.
As a person of faith, I also have an acquiesce to the reality that there's a sovereign hand navigating my steps. Who plans to be working on an album at 53 in the middle of that? Find out that you've been living a lie.
Sit down one-on-one with black people who dominate the game.
What did the album become?
The album became everything that people take to get by. I would have gone crazy if I wasn't working on this album.
Right here on The Grill. Check your local listings.
Judge Milian doesn't mince words.
Why aren't you stopping the behavior if it's happening right in front of you?
She cuts to the chase.
I think you're misreading the law a little bit.
Really? Compassionate.
You should be mad at one person, and that's him. When did something happen that made you feel uncomfortable?
She never accepts disrespect.
Stop your nonsense, or we will be escorting you out.
Watch Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Today at 3 Eastern on the syndication side, it's the CIAA Championship between Virginia Union and Fayetteville State. Fayetteville State looks to win back-to-back CIAA titles for the first time since 2002 and 2003, while Virginia Union looks for its first win since 2001. Virginia Union, a high-powered offense, won 30-20 last year, and that win versus Virginia State. Here's what they've looked like this season, and wow, just all across the board, top-notch numbers, and well-deserved of being in that championship game.
Yeah, Virginia Union, you know, they're going to come into this game later on today with their hopes really high. You know, you look at these stats, you know, 6 defensive touchdowns, and then when you talk about the offensive side of the ball with Jada Byers and what he's able to do on the ground with 15 total touchdowns, man, Virginia Union is a well-rounded team, and, you know, even on the special teams, they get the job done.
Alabama A&M's Luke Moffitt boots it away. It will fall in the end zone, and once again, the Wildcats start from the 25, but Antoine, we mentioned at the beginning of the last drive that Bethune-Cookman needed to take care of the ball. You can't give a high-powered offense like Alabama A&M multiple opportunities in quick succession, and now just have to settle down. We still have so much time left in just the first quarter.
Yeah, you do, but, you know, every week, you're in that coaches meeting, the players meeting, and the coaches all talk about we have to win the turnover battle, right? So you lose that turnover battle, you know, just numbers show that, you know, you lower your chances to win. First 2 drives, turnovers. Bethune, they have to figure out a way where they can just take care of the ball and do what you do.
DeAndre McCutcheon in at running back. Bethea will throw. Ball is caught by the tight end, Nabanye Moore, out in the flat, but an excellent open field tackle and no gain on first down.
Great tackle by Marvin Smith in the open field. You got a big guy, big tight end, being able to cut him down low, get him on the ground. Good job by Marvin Smith.
Second down and 10. Allen Johnson comes in motion. It's a run to McCutcheon, and he slips forward, stopped at the 29, makes it third down and manageable for the Wildcats. Already mentioned today that they're one of the worst teams in the conference in regards to third down conversion, and picking up those tough yards make this an easier third down potentially.
Yeah, you know, when you're the offensive coordinator, you want to be that manageable when it comes to third down. Obviously, you want to be, you know, three or shorter, but here, when it's 5 to 6 yards, you still can get some things done, and you can still, you know, convert this third down.
2 for 4 already today. Their third drive after turning the ball over on their first 2. Bethea right over the middle. Wonderful catch by Jalen Terzado, the Western Carolina transfer, for a first down to the 40.
And Talik Bethea, he's been doing a good job. You got to give credit to his offensive line that's giving him ample time to sit back there, and then the receiver just finding those holes in the zones and sit down and just being able to pitch and catch. They continue to do this. They can drive the ball down the field, but again, we go back to just protecting the football.
Making it all the way to the 45, first down for Bethune. In motion is Terzado, but it's a handoff to McCutcheon, navigating through the middle of the line, and he stopped short of the 50 at the 49.
you'll take that on first down. You know, you get 4 yards, just think about it. You get 4 yards on the first 2 downs, you get a first down every time. So that's definitely a positive. Again, you know, they're really balanced right now early in this game, being able to, you know, run and pass, keeping the Alabama A&M defense honest. A good job so far on this drive.
Buffet is clipped by his running back, McCutcheon, and he is down. So he is holding at his leg, and this is not a sight you'd like to see for Buffet.
You're looking at the replay, just one of those things that kind of happens sometimes on the field, stepping on his foot. Hopefully Buffet is good. It's not that serious.
So we'll take a break as Buffet is getting up when we return.
JP Morgan Wealth Management knows it's easy to get lost in investment research. Get help with JP Morgan Personal Advisors.
Hey, David, ready to get started?
Work with advisors who create a plan with you and help you find the right investments.
So great getting to know you. Let's take a look at your new investment plan.
Okay, great.
This should have you moving in the right direction.
Thanks, Jen.
Get ongoing advice and manage your investments in the Chase mobile app.
It's unbelievable.
Hundreds of millions of lives impacted.
Look at the wind howling through here.
Tens of thousands of live reports where the weather is happening.
Yeah, this is extreme.
Thousands of storms forecasted. 40 years of storytelling. 22 specialized and advanced field degrees. 7 innovative weather presentation patents. And a former National Hurricane Center director. One trusted best-in-class expert team. America's most trusted news network. The Weather Channel.
Welcome to The Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
From culture, news, and politics. These are stories told in a way that is meaningful and important for everyone.
From the clean water crisis in Jackson, Mississippi, abortion rights, mental health, and celebrity scoops.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it. The Griot, stories powered by us.
Watch our shows live every weeknight on the Griot cable. Check your local listings.
I'm Edward Delling-Williams, and I'm here in the English Channel for my new series, The French Pub. And we're about to go hunting for Normandy's lobster bounty.
The French Pub with Edward Delling-Williams.
One of my favourite things is just a quick homemade mayonnaise and a little breakfast radish. Just perfect.
An all-new series on Recipe.tv.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Tyleek Buffet, coming off the field, was barely able to put pressure on his left foot and was helped off. Here is the injury prior to the break. And you can see DeAndre McCutcheon stepping on his foot, and he was down for a moment. We just saw him on the sidelines kind of jumping around, trying to work out the stiffness in that foot. And so right now, for the time being, Walter Simmons III steps in at quarterback. 7 games this season, 2 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Simmons immediately faces pressure, and he's going down in the arms of Jordan Mitchell.
Yeah, again, you know, when you put a new quarterback in the game, typically you understand this is what's going to happen. You either going to hand the ball off to the running back. You really don't want to get him just coming in and just throwing the ball. Good job by the A&M's front, being able to get back in there and getting Simmons down to the ground.
So that brings out Anthony Frederick to punt. Back to receive is Terrell Gardner. Earlier this season was the SWAC Player of the Week for special teams. Ball is back, and it slides off, bouncing at the 25 and about the 23. is where they will start. And as Alabama A&M starts on offense, we go down to Lorenzi Mode for more on the signal caller for Bethune-Cookman.
Was clipped by one of his teammates, and he actually exited the athletic training tent. He was stretching and jumping, as you guys can see now. And they seem pretty optimistic that he has a chance to play in this game, so I'll keep you guys updated as he progresses.
Definitely a sight to see if they can continue just working on that foot, making sure there's stability, and don't want anything negative to happen to him. Now back on offense after their last touchdown drive, Alabama A&M starting from their own 24 with a little run. And this Alabama A&M offense, Coach Dwayne Taylor, the offensive coordinator, said we got to get the run going. The past couple of games we had less than 3 yards of carry, and that's not going to get it done.
No, not at all. Every offensive coordinator, they want to go through their run game. That run game opens so much for the passing game. So again, like as Coach said, got to do better in the run game.
A little screen there to Terrell Gardner, and that also could open up the rushing attack. An extension of the running game with a quick pass makes it 3rd down and manageable. And Gardner from Birmingham, Alabama, played at Ramsey High School with players like Jay Andrews for Miles and Cameron Ivory for Miles College.
Some playmakers over there at Ramsey.
100%. We've seen Miles earlier this season. And Jay Andrews is one of the best wide receivers all year. Now on 3rd down, right back to Gardner for a 1st down, down at the 40.
And this was a good job by Terrell Gardner and another good job by Quincy Casey. You see Bethune-Cookman sitting in that cover 3 coverage. You have a backer come out of the backfield knowing that that flat play is going to expand. Terrell Gardner is able to run his curl route right into that zone.
Pumping to Gardner, Casey all the way to the other side of the field, and a strong pass. Catch made by Jacoby Hewitt, the first time we hear from the internet sensation on the day, and that's short of a 1st down by a couple yards.
What I liked about that play is that Quincy Casey, he went through his progressions. He started to the left side of the field. He came all the way back to Jacoby Hewitt, who was probably his last read, and Jacoby Hewitt doing a great job coming back to the football and making a catch.
More than 18,000 followers on Instagram and on Twitter, trying to find out how I can get a blue check like he has a blue check. 1st down picked up by Donovan Eglin on the run, and a flag on the play, maybe for a face mask, which could add some yards onto this rush.
Again, they're running
Personal
attack.
Foul. Illegal horse collar tackle. Number 55, defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
And that's a tough play by De'Aaron Thomas. Obviously, we talk about the safety and the health of these players. But as a defender, any way I can get them down, I want to get them down. But you want to be able to get that hand out of the back of the shoulder pad area so we can protect everybody. But again, a good job by Donovan England being able to get the ball to the edge and getting up the field.
After the horse collar tackle, way in plus territory now are the Bulldogs at the Wildcats 31. 1st down and 10. Casey, hands off. Following his blockers is Ryan Morrow right up the gut and rips off a 10-yard rush. Does Morrow.
That's how you draw it up. First down. You got your pullers, like a little counter action. You got the tight end pulling as well. Just follow your blocks.
Officially 13 yards on the run. Into the red zone go the Bulldogs for the 2nd time today. A short run on 1st down makes it 2nd down and 9.
See Ryan Morrow right here, 5.5 yards a clip on the ground. Every running back will love that stat right there.
So Coach Taylor, who's up in the booth, signals down to the sideline. Now gets to Casey, his signal caller. On 2nd down and 9, Casey fakes the pitch. Doesn't always run, but dives forward towards the 10, stopped at the 12. 3rd down and short.
And one thing that I wish the Bethune defense would do a little different is, when Quincy Casey looks to the sideline to get his play, have their defenders move around a little bit, because now it's just like you're like a sitting duck, you know, and a hunter is hunting you down. The offensive coordinator is able to, you know, diagnose this play and call this play for the right defense.
Well, Amari Jones right up the middle hits Casey. He was not on the same page with Jacoby Hewitt, who was running a different route, but Casey had to get rid of that ball, and it's 4th down.
Nah, smart play by Casey. You got somebody, you know, holding down on you. Be able to just throw the ball away and don't take the sack.
And it looked more like an RPO, and that's why Hewitt was racing up the field. Didn't expect that he might get the ball. So it's 4th down for Alabama A&M, and this would be a humongous early start for the Wildcats. Already down the score. Casey drops back, flips it, caught by LeVar Gums. And that's a 1st down, picked up by the senior from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Good pitch and catch right there. Easy read for Quincy Casey. Hit his back foot. Knows exactly where he wants to go to. Gets to the sticks. Hitches up. Perfect completion.
1st down and goal. Bulldogs looking for back-to-back scoring drives. Casey eludes 3 tacklers and is now taking Wildcats towards the end zone. And I don't know. Plus yards on that play.
Playmaker, and if you're on the defensive side of the ball, and if you have to make the layup, Jefferson LaFontaine, you got to make that play. You got to get Quincy Casey down on the field. But to Quincy Casey, that was a good job, being able to get out of there, roll out, and make a positive play.
Well, Alabama A&M looking for another score on the day. They lead 7-0 on top of Bethune-Cookman here in the SWAC on HBCU Go.
New on the grill, masters of the game.
As a person of faith, I also have an acquiesce to the reality that there's a sovereign hand navigating my steps. Who plans to be working on an album at 53 in the middle of that? Find out that you've been living a lie.
Sit down one-on-one with black people who dominate the game.
What did the album become?
The album became everything that people take to get by. I would have gone crazy if I wasn't working on this album.
Right here on The Grill. Check your local listings.
I'm not the future, I am now.
Welcome to The Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
It's very important that everybody is represented. We control how we're produced, depicted, and how we're seen around the world.
From breaking news to culture, politics, and entertainment.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it.
The power in this room is unbelievable. All you have to do is just feel it and believe it.
Available daily on thegrio.com, the Grio Cable Network, and our free streaming platform.
Bienvenidos a The Weather Channel en español.
The Weather Stories.
Ahora regresamos al estado de California, donde los bomberos están luchando contra un incendio forestal.
And critical information that impact Hispanic communities. From the most trusted name in TV news, now in español.
El cambio climático es una amenaza creciente para el sector energético del país, que además se encuentra ya al límite.
The Weather Channel en español, streaming on these platforms. Tu conexión con el tiempo.
America's Court with Judge Ross. We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
The plot thickens.
Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Mathis Court.
I'm gonna throw you out real quick.
Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Justice with Judge Maybelline. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. A powerhouse of law on Justice Central. Check your local listings.
Alabama leads 7-0 on top of Bethune-Cookman as we start the second quarter. Here's our trivia question on the day. Who is the only head coach to win 3 Black College National Championships with 3 different schools? And that's just an amazing feat at that. We'll have that answer for you in a moment. Coach Connell Maynor, he has Black National Championship himself. And Coach Raymond Woody in his first season trying to find his first Black National Championship. Xavier Langford in for the first time, will run, looking for the outside, and he finds it for a touchdown. Alabama A&M with back-to-back scoring drives.
Yes, Alabama A&M, they're clicking right now on the offensive side of the ball. Bethune-Cookman, you have to set an edge. You have to set an edge. You see Xavier Langford was able to get off on the edge and scamper into the end zone. Good job by Alabama A&M, driving down the field and putting points on the board.
So Langford, who's known as more of the rushing quarterback, and that's his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. Now looking for the extra point. Austin McCready watches Victor Barbosa boot it in on 12 plays, 76-yard drive that took about 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And for Langford, who has been a big-time rushing, has been big time when it comes to rushing on the year. You're only as good as your offensive lineman, and Carson Vincent is one of the best on this team. And when you think about Vincent, family has been a big thing for him. And coming to Alabama A&M was all about family. And Vincent, who lost his mother at age of 10, has been him and his father. He said that coming to Alabama A&M was so big. Coach Connell Maynor and his wife have been so huge in his life, saying that's like a second mother to him. And it's just amazing what college sports can do and really kind of filling the void in regards to family.
No, for sure. And this is what it's all about. It's that family environment. And I'm pretty sure you talk to any Black college alum and they talk about their Black college experience, they talk about how it feels like a family. And just a great job by Coach Mann and his wife, just putting their arm around that young man and just, just loving him.
So Vincent, of course, the junior from Cary, North Carolina, right now with the chain as well as the belt. Xavier Langford scored. And for Bethune-Cookman, preparing to go back on offense, going to have to find something here, but something that is potentially positive. Right now, Walter Simmons still on the field at quarterback. Tyleek Bethea went down last drive, his ankle. And so now this ball, a fake toss. Simmons runs, slides, short of the 50. And the first down picked up by Walter Simmons right up the middle.
This is what Walter Simmons can do for you. This is what he brings to this offense, being able to move the chains with his legs, opening in the middle of the defense and being able to take that and getting the first down.
Here's a run for the Wildcats, but the front furious for Alabama A&M. And so Walter Simmons is in for Tyleek Bethea, and Laurenti Moten has more on the quarterback.
Yeah, you guys, for a quick update, I was able to speak to their head athletic trainer, and she told me that he did suffer a minor ankle sprain, and that he is progressing back. He just put on his helmet, and he's ready to get in a few plays.
Walter Simmons trying to stay on the field himself as he scampers past the 30, inside to the 28, and this rushing attack is starting to turn up for Bethune-Cookman.
Yes, for sure. As a defense, you never like to see a quarterback who can run with his legs like that. Walter Simmons, he's being able to, find some answer for this offense to be able to move the ball down the field.
A 23-yard rush for Simmons. Just pass it off to Jimmy Robinson for a little burst himself. Makes it second down and manageable. Alabama A&M has scored on back-to-back scoring drives, so Bethune-Cookman looking for an answer to stop the bleeding early. Simmons throws to the flat. Nice catch by Devonye Moore. Moore across the 15. And wow, this offense is starting to really percolate a bit. And here's another look at the run from Simmons.
Yeah, you get that RPO, and you put the ball in the bread basket of your running back, and everybody responds to that. And as a quarterback, you can pull that, and you have nothing but green grass in front of you.
Jimmy Robinson, the third, squeezes through, and this Bethune-Cookman offense has found something. Down inside the 10. Second down and 2 officially. Simmons throws towards the end zone through the arms of Dakari Allen Johnson. Third down.
Bethune, they have to capitalize on this drive. Walter Simmons, he's been able to gain a lot of yards on this drive with his legs, but somehow, some way, they have to find a way to put points on the board, and more preferably 6 points.
3 for 6 on third down today. In motion is Allen Johnson. It's a give. Jimmy Robinson, the third, a shimmy shake just short of the end zone, down at the 1, but a first down picked up.
Good call, good run, good blocking. That's what you like to see there on the third down. You see here on this third down play, Jimmy Robinson winning his one-on-ones, making the defender miss.
On first down and goal, it's Robinson the third, burrows his head forward, no signal yet. Now the decision is short. Second down and goal from the 1 upcoming.
Alabama and A&M defense trying to be stingy. I'm digging down, try to get them to get a big stop here as Bethune-Cookman's trying to drive and punch the ball in.
And Coach Connell Maynor runs about 20 yards to call this timeout. So we'll take a timeout as well. Bethune-Cookman looking for their first points of the game when we return on HBCU Go Sports.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
America's Court with Judge Ross.
Hold on. This has nothing to do with the necklace.
You don't get to control what happens up in here?
Judge Ross is back with all new cases.
Did he say to you, I think you're cheating on me?
Yes.
We had you take a lie detector test.
And the same attitude.
I asked the questions up in here.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Daytime Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
Case closed.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Check your local listings for times and channel.
We have this little girl, Kaylin. Never acted before. I would say to her, okay, give me your scared face. And she really blew a hole in all of us old actors who have all of our methods of getting into an emotion and doing everything, because she could do it in one take.
Yes.TV, where the stars shine. Check your local listings for times and channel.
The Griot, everywhere you watch, any way you want to watch, and it's free.
Bethune-Cookman potentially on the verge of their first points of the day, but you got to have difference when it comes to short yardage situations. We saw what Tyleek Bethea brings to the table and how they have attacked this Alabama A&M offense, but with Walter Simmons, Antoine, it's been a little different.
Yeah, it has. With Walter Simmons, you see they don't put him under the center. They give him more options, whether he can hand the ball off to Jimmy Robinson III, or he can pull it and he can run the rock.
Second down and goal from the 1. Bethune-Cookman looking for their first points of the game. Jimmy Robinson III is the running back. He doesn't get it as Walter Simmons III runs it right up the middle. Touchdown, Bethune-Cookman.
Again, this Bethune-Cookman offense has found something with Walter Simmons in taking the snap. Again, being able to run the ball and use his legs has opened these things up for him. And you see here, you see the guard pull and the hole open up wide for him. You can run a Mack truck through that hole. So again, a good job by this Bethune offense being able to drive down the field and put some points on the board.
Cade Hetcher for the extra point. Up and good. And that was play number 28 for Bethune-Cookman on the day. And although they just have the 7 points, it's what Coach Garbino is looking for by making things more difficult, keeping the defense on the field. And when you do that, you tire the defense out and you get touchdown plays like this.
Yeah, for sure. So you got, talk about 28 plays with 11:21 left in the first half. When you talk about the offense, putting pressure on the defense, having an up-tempo style of offense, but what that does for you, being able to get number of plays on the field, but on the opposite sideline, it tires the big guys out up front. And then from there, man, you could do a lot in regards to your offense.
And Bethune-Cookman has moved the ball on the day. They had 2 drives stopped because of turnovers, and this could look a lot different here at this point in time if they were able to keep those drives going. But credit Alabama A&M for taking advantage of those turnovers, have scored 14 points, and will get the ball back. So Terrell Gardner and Jacoby Hewitt back to receive. Another touchback. Now it's time to revisit our trivia question. Who is the only head coach to win 3 Black College National Championships with 3 different schools?
James, I do not have an answer for you, my guy.
Well, I have an answer for you. Here it is. Rod Broadway won it with NC Central, Grambling State, and North Carolina A&T. And won those in 2005, 2008, and then a little bit later in the 2000s. So now back on offense is Alabama A&M. Quincy Casey has been phenomenal earlier in this matchup. And now Casey will throw. Caught by Cameron Young, who has a touchdown on the day. And on the screen, gains about 2 yards.
Good job by Joshua Thornhill being able to run that play down from behind, because you had a hat on a hat out there, and if he wasn't there, you'd still be running right now.
Harold Jemison picking up some tough yards and makes it 3rd down and short for Alabama A&M.
Big back right there. If I'm a DB, I do not want to be tackling Harold Jemison by myself. Need 3 to 4 hats.
Casey with the overthrow, and the ball falls incomplete. So Iverson Clement saw it the entire way, came off his route, and it's a rare miscue from Casey, who's been pretty accurate on the day.
I know Iverson wish he can have that back. As a DB, you always sell them tips and overthrows. That's how you get your picks. You got to catch the ones that they throw to you. A good job reading it. Number 2 in the flat, reading the quarterback. Gotta have those. Gotta have those. But good job by Bethune being able to get off the field, getting their offense back the ball.
So McCready prepares to punt the ball away. Back to receive is Dakari Allen Johnson. It's a high punt. We'll take an Alabama A&M bounce, and then a Bethune bounce back across the 35. Bethune-Cookman will start from their own 36 with an opportunity to tie this game. We'll be back for more SWAC action in a moment.
Ariel took down enough pins to help win a conference championship. Her mechanics are just as strong in engineering. Aiden is mastering psychology on the golf course and in the classroom. No hurdles too high for Raven, on the track or in nutrition. Alabama A&M, 4 years of artistic, academic, and athletic discovery. We deliver the full university experience. Alabama A&M University. Start here. Go anywhere.
Patrick, Jake from State Farm, explain this bundling thing again.
All right, Coach Reed. Let's say these fries are your car, right? And
And this burger is your home.
Okay.
It can be more affordable if you bundle them together.
Kind of like a combo meal.
Kind of like a combo meal.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
Bundling, just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
You can't stop a force of nature. This hurricane season, rely on one of your own. It's a fact. No other news network out there is trusted more than the Weather Channel.
This is epic.
Trusted to give you every advantage before the storm. Trusted to be there where and when you need us. Trusted to bring you every angle of the storm using landfall cams on our streaming TV app.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Because America doesn't trust hurricane season to just anyone.
We ready? Yeah. It's time to address. You know we the best. Here to impress. We got you covered like you want bed rest. You can kick back, flip your head rest. Everything you need, we got excess. Just in, you ain't gotta just guess. Bringing big news and we said it best. We ready to go. Come and get it right now. We got what you like now. Every day and night now. Better get here right now.
New on the grill, masters of the game.
As a person of faith, I also have an acquiesce to the reality that there's a sovereign hand navigating my steps. Who plans to be working on an album at 53 in the middle of that and find out that you've been living a lie?
Sit down one-on-one with black people who dominate the game.
What did the album become? The album became everything that people take to get by. I would have gone crazy if I wasn't working on this album.
Right here on the grill. Check your local listings.
Bulldogs and Wildcats doing battle, and we're preparing for the championship game in the CIAA today at 3 Eastern on the syndication side. Virginia Union and Fayetteville State will do battle themselves, and Fayetteville State looks to win back-to-back CIAA titles for the first time since 2002 and 2003. It's been a season in which Fayetteville State hasn't lost any conference games. There have been some close wins, and they actually have already beaten Virginia Union on the year 10-7 in the Tropical Storm Ophelia. And here's what the Fayetteville State season looks like up to this point. Their defense has been dynamic, 2.5 sacks per game, most of the CIAA, and when you get to the quarterback, it makes things difficult.
Nah, it does. You know, in Fayetteville State, you know, looking to go back-to-back, and that's tough to do. But you talked about the defense only allowing 15 points this year. That's the way to start. So, again, we talk about this battle between Virginia Union and Fayetteville State. We will have one later on today.
Walter Simmons has started off well since coming in. Has a rushing touchdown on the day. Just juked another defender and is back in for his 3rd drive at the helm. Tyleek Bethea went down earlier in this quarter with an ankle injury. He is progressing to potentially come back, but with Simmons running the offense, things have looked very crisp.
No, for sure. And what this does, and what this run game does, exactly what Alabama A&M is doing. They're bringing more people into the box and down to the line. And now on the outside, you put your corners in your secondary in one-on-one position. So now it gives you chances to the receivers for Bethune to make plays down the field.
Simmons on 3rd down. Nowhere really to go. And he is in the grasp of Jamarion Ellis. A flag comes in late. And we'll have to see what the call is. But Antoine, as a former defender, I don't think you're going to be happy.
I'm not, but again, we talk about it. We talked about it earlier. You know, when you put your hand in the shoulder pad in the back, you know, again, we talk about the safety, but again, a good job by the defensive line being able to get back in that backfield and get the quarterback down for a huge loss.
We'll see what the call is.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Number 7, defense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So what was going to be a sack and a third down stop is a horse collar tackle by Jamarion Ellis and a first down with the 15-yard penalty.
I love the intensity. I love just the way Jamarion Ellis is getting after quarterback. Just have to be mindful of your hand placement. Again, as a defender, it's tough for defenders nowadays in the game of football, man. You can't do nothing out here, man.
I feel for you as a defender. I know it hurts your heart to see some of these calls. But right here at the little pitch, Markai Shaw, who had a touchdown pass as a running back earlier this season, picks up a nice gain to the plus 35. So Bethune-Cookman scored their first touchdown of the game after turning the ball over twice in the first quarter. They found something on offense, and they have a 2nd down and 3 right now. Simmons keeps it, and excellent pursuit from the backside by Amari Pate, the redshirt sophomore from Culver City, California.
Yeah, a good job by Amari Pate right here. As you can see, he's following the run, and if he gets out of the shoestring tackle from Amari Pate, I'm talking about Walter Simmons, man. He could have ran for a big time gain.
3rd down once again. Simmons, clean pocket. Simmons shakes, throws to a lineman. Can't do that. The ball falls in.
Hey,
don't often see that. Christopher McAlpin, he's happy that he just got a catch, but can't do that.
Nah, you can't. But I'm sure Christie, I know he was excited to see the ball. But again, it was a good job by the offensive line being able to give him some time, Walter Simmons some time to sit back there and find open receiver. He had one open down in the end zone, wasn't able to find him though.
So Coach Cano Maynard trying to decide what he wants to do.
Original ineligible receiver, number 56, offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
So in the end, McAlpin, who will have a reception on the year, but that's about all the good that's going to come, just a stat. And after the decision from Coach Maynard, it'll be a punt on 4th down for Bethune-Cookman. Back to receive is Terrell Gardner. Short punt. Gardner will step up. Ball takes a beautiful bounce. And that's well done by Anthony Frederick, making it difficult for Alabama A&M. We'll take a break and be back in a moment.
Whoa, the new iPhone 15. With that amazing camera, I wish my family had them.
Zoe, you're an action star. Take action. Join T-Mobile and get 4 new iPhone 15s on them and 4 lines for $25 a line.
With that camera, I'll be sharing pics from the slopes.
You do not want to see yourself skiing.
Yeah, I'm good at skiing. Your stunt woman is.
This holiday at T-Mobile, get 4 new iPhone 15s on us and 4 lines of unlimited for $25 a line.
What do you think of the jacket? You look like a marshmallow.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to
spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent. That's the problem.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Powerful.
I don't know where you've been, but you're going to respect this courtroom. I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Mathis Court is in session. Check your local listings for times and channel. Cars.tv. Everything cars.
Cars, 1957 410 Super America Ferrari.
Right behind me is a 612 Scaglietti, which is our top of a range 12-cylinder front engine.
This has a twin supercharger system and produces 780 horsepower.
I'm here with my 1995 Ferrari 456 GT. Very fast, from 0 to 60, definitely under 6.
Be sure to watch Cars.tv. Check your local listings.
The Griot. Everywhere you watch, any way you want to watch, and it's free. You're watching The Griot.
We're back here at Daytona Stadium. Alabama A&M leading 14-7 on top of Bethune-Cookman. James Hadnot here with you. Antoine Bethea with me, along with Jasmine McCoy, Laurentia Bowden, and our entire HBCU Go staff. Thank you so much. Alabama A&M come out on offense and will have to drive 96 yards after the excellent punt from Anthony Frederick. For this Alabama A&M offense, have 2 touchdowns on the day. Quincy Casey to Jackson State to transfer back out on offense. Jonathan Eglin in the backfield with him. Eglin gets it right up the middle, and Eglin takes it to the 10. Some breathing room now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's what a smart call here on first down. You know, you backed up in your own territory. Hey, let's get to our downhill back, as you mentioned, to get some breathing room. So now we can open up the playbook.
Donovan Eglin, who is 5th in the conference in rushing, was preseason all SWAC after being 4th in rushing last year in the conference. 2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard pickup. Eglin once again navigating around, staying on his feet, and picking up a first down for the Bulldogs.
Good strong run, not letting the first defender take him down, being able to spin out the first tackle and fall forward for a first down. So some good strong running by Donovan Eglin.
As a team, Alabama A&M is 6th in the conference in rushing. They have a 2-headed rushing attack with Morrow and Eglin. Now looking to throw. Cameron Young can't make that catch on the sideline.
A good play design. You know, you got the bubble screen out there to the outside. That was a decoy. And you had Cameron Young on the wheel route. You see Amari Hill Robinson able to come off that. He was able to diagnose that play as well. So good job on both sides.
And that opens up the pass when you have a strong rushing attack like Eglin and Ryan Morrow. Although numerically speaking, they haven't been up to par the past couple of games. That's something that Coach Taylor wants to see from this team as an offensive coordinator. Another run to Eglin. Almost breaks it for a big gain, but brings this short of the line to gain by about a yard. And here are all the different potential runners. Xavier Langford comes in at the quarterback position, and he is a big option to run at 6'2", 195 pounds. And he has 290 yards rushing this season himself at the quarterback position. Casey will give once again to Eglin, picks up his 2nd first down of the drive. Slow and steady winning the race right now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this is a smart way to one, take some time off the clock, so you know you can do your thing and march down the field and potentially not have any time left on the clock for Bethune to answer. But again, you know, that's just the way that you take control of the game. Again, we talk about the trenches all the time, in the front, the guys in the trenches being able to create that new line of scrimmage and lean on Bethune and just run the rock.
First down from the 30. Casey deciding to throw, finds Young, and Cameron Young takes it into plus territory, just short of the 45 at the 44.
And then that's what the run game does for you. It opens it up on the 2nd and 3rd level. You have the play action. The linebackers have to respect it. They're not able to get back into those windows fast enough, and you see Cameron Young open on that dig route.
A loss on the play after the 24-yard gain. Eglin going the wrong way, and right there was Eddie Walls III, the redshirt sophomore from Fort Myers, Florida. Second down and long.
We were mentioning Eddie Wall's name a couple times, and he's coming off that edge, and he's just causing havoc coming off that edge, and that's what you got to have to do. We talked about the defensive line for Bethune being able to just create pressure and be that go button for this defense, and just starting in the trenches, man. And Eddie Walls, he's been doing a good job so far in this first half, just getting in the backfield.
Came into today with 10 tackles for loss. Ryan Morrow slipping through the line. Past the 40 to the 38. And once again, short yardage situation on third down.
Again, you got Cameron Williams pulling around. And all you have to do if you Ryan Morrow, just follow the big guy. And again, this run game for the Alabama A&M has picked up here.
Casey on the back shoulder throw locates Terrell Gardner for a big boy catch.
Good on good. That's what you like to see. Terrell Gardner against Amari Hill Robinson. Again, a good pitch and catch by Quincy Casey. Good back shoulder, perfect timing. And Terrell Gardner is able to go up there and make a completion.
18-yard reception. And Gardner makes the catch after his quarterback stayed in the pocket, taking the hit from Amari Jones. Casey once again almost dimes up his receiver, but Joshua Thornhill had other plans, diving in for the PBU.
Good play by Thornhill. It was a good route by Cameron Young, making Thornhill open his hips, but Thornhill was able to recover and get that hand in there with a good deflection. Good DB play right there by Thornhill.
Quincy Casey came into the season battling at the quarterback position with Xavier Langford, who played last year. Casey in a loss last week. Didn't necessarily play up to his potential. Throws. And the ball is intercepted by Joshua Thornhill. Had the pass breakup on the last play and gets a pick here in the red zone.
It's a good job here. If you just look at this cover two and what that safety has to cover in the cover two, that is a perfect job. Again, you look at Thornhill here, you see him right there at the cover two, and he's just reading the quarterback's eyes. And when the quarterback throws, he's able to get off the hash and get over there, high point the ball, and a good time turnover by Joshua Thornhill, just coming off a big-time pass deflection in the slot the previous play.
One thing that drive did, despite not producing any points for Alabama A&M, is it did take a lot of time off the clock. Bethune-Cookman was handling their business in regards to their play selection. And now, that first down and 10. This is Walter Simmons III, has some wheels and slides down to protect himself. And when you think about Walter Simmons and what he's done since he's come in, he has really brought a big-time spark to this Bethune-Cookman offense. And now it's second down and short.
Yeah, you just look at the offense just in general. When you talk about the college level and the pro level, quarterbacks that can run the ball and create pressure with their legs, they're dynamic because it puts so much pressure on the defense. I know during my playing days, I would love to play against a Tom Brady because I knew he was just sitting back there in the pocket. But when you played against guys like Vince Young, Michael Vick, they created so many problems. That's what Walter Simmons is creating right now for this Alabama A&M defense.
Jordan Mitchell, the man that cleaned things up. It's first down and 10 from the 18, under 2.5 to play. Wildcats looking to tie this game. A little flip forward. Jimmy Robinson III might not have been expecting it. The ball falls harmlessly to the turf, second down.
Yeah, so the Wildcats have to be careful here, right? Because, again, you get a big turnover. You get your offense back on the field, but now, you got 2 minutes, 25 seconds left. You want to be able to try to get you another first down to take some time off the clock, because if not, you give this high-power Alabama A&M offense another chance to score before going in at the half.
Simmons didn't see what he wanted to, so started to run. Stays on his feet after eluding one tackle, and then is crunched very short of the line to gain. But he's showing some strength to go along with that speed.
Yeah, again, being really patient, waiting for the hole to open. A surprising missed tackle by Zarian Hayes. But again, a good job by Walter Simmons being able to get some tough, hard yards. But you don't want to see a quarterback taking hits like that.
3rd down and 2. A handoff to Jimmy Robinson, the 3rd. And Jimmy Robinson, the 3rd, rips off another big run.
And that's what this offense does, right? So again, you got Walter Simmons. He puts the ball out there. He pulls it. He gets some good yards. Again, he might hand it off to Jimmy Robinson. Jimmy Robinson, he might get 5 yards. He might get 6 yards. But the Bethune offense, they're just waiting for that one-time big play that he can break it out.
Unloads deep. The ball incomplete. Coverage on the play was in Ziomumi. And Jalen Terzado really had nowhere to go as the ball fell out of play.
Again, this up-tempo offense by Bethune, you see what it can do. You see Alabama A&M just had a mass substitution, getting some fresh guys out there, because when this offense gets rolling, if you're a defender, you can't get blown, you can't get tired.
On 2nd down, Simmons keeps. And this time, he's brought down. You're thinking now about this front for Alabama A&M. Trying to figure things out. Simmons has really been more of a runner on the day, and have to stick to your keys, but can start to hunker down a bit.
Yeah, but that's what it's all about. When you're playing against a guy like Walter Simmons and so many things that he can do for you, everybody has to do their job, and that's the most important part about it.
Simmons throws a one-handed catch made by Omari Stewart. Still short of the line to gain, but not an easy reception there.
Not at all, and it looks like the defender got there a tad bit early, but a big boy catch.
So Bethune-Cookman looks like they're going to call a timeout to talk this over. It's 4th down, so have to decide what they're going to do late in the half.
Right now is
America's Court with Judge Ross. We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
The plot thickens.
Justice for the People with Judge Milian. Justice for All with Judge Christina Perez. Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Mathis Court.
I'm going to throw you out real quick.
Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Justice with Judge Maybelline. The Verdict with Judge Hatchett. A powerhouse of law on Justice Central. Check your local listings.
The biggest comedy stars. I give her my heart, but she wanted my what? Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs. What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show. There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask.
Check your local listings for times and channel.
Alabama A&M on top of Bethune-Cookman, 14-7. Have just a couple moments left in the second half, in the first half. And let's think about for Bethune, fourth down, no man's land, late in the half. Call the timeout. Looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, you know, call the timeout, bring them over to the sideline. You know, what's the best practice? What should we do? Going for it. This is the big down for them. See if they can convert.
And we saw Tyleek Bethea earlier in the game force Alabama A&M to jump off sides with a hard count. That might be what Coach Whitty is looking for here. That's the play clock now falls. Another timeout is taken. And see what you can get, right? You know, it's 5 yards of first down would have been picked up if there was an encroachment. So not a bad decision.
No, not at all. It's smart. You know, you got 45 seconds left. Punt the ball. Hopefully, you know, last time the punter did a good job pinning the ball down within the 5-yard line. Hopefully you get another good punt as such. And then if you're Alabama A&M, very smart defense, not coming out on the field and not jumping off sides. We used to always call earmuffs. Don't jump off sides. So, no, good football right there.
As the Wildcats come back onto the field, you think about where we are right now, and both of these teams still a lot to play for in regards to just wanting to figure out what they look like, not only for next season, but especially today for Bethune-Cookman, these seniors, and especially Seniors Day, not only for the football team, but also for the band. Coming up at half, Bethune-Cookman's band, along with AB's Dogs, and first half highlights and stats. Ball is back for the punt. Frederick gets it away. It'll drop, and another fantastic punt by Anthony Frederick. Ball out at the 5, and Alabama A&M with just the one timeout. You'd have to think that they might just sit on the ball and take this to half with the lead.
That would be smart, and you talked about it. Anthony Frederick, that is a beautiful punt. That's how you draw it up, hit, and go straight out of bounds. So again, that's how you dial it up. You know, we talk about the three phases of the game. Special teams coming into play, and you would think that Alabama A&M here, you know, having to drive 95 yards with just 38 seconds, you know, you might try to come out and, you know, see what you can get on this first play, but I would expect for them just to run this clock out and just go into the half.
Xavier Langford in at quarterback. Will look to run on his own. Nothing there. Goes down. Clock turns. And second down for Alabama A&M. And Langford looking to the sideline. Does not look like Bulldogs tried too much, but it's a strong offense. And a timeout's taken, so it's looking like Coach Maynard did want to at least run one more play. And Langford was letting the clock run down.
Alabama has taken its final timeout of the half. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock.
So there's something that Coach Maynard wants to see here at the latter portion of this half. And right now, looks like Langford will actually go down and kneel. So we'll take a quick moment. Langford awaits the snap, has it, will kneel. And now we have the end of the half. And Alabama A&M leads 14-7 on top of Bethune-Cookman. Laurencia Moden is with Coach Maynard.
So, Coach Maynard, really dominant performance by your team so far. What do you have to continue to do into the second?
Just what we did in the first half. Defensively, we got to tighten up a little bit. We got to get a couple 20-yard runs. We got to shut that down. Other than that, defense is playing good. Offensively, we just missed out on a couple third and shorts where we had some miscommunication. So we just got to get that cleaned up. We're doing a good job and convert those little third and shorts.
So now you're nearing the end of the season. What's your message in the locker room to your team for today's game?
Win the second half, win this week. Take it 1 week at a time, get back to 500, and then we'll worry about next week and getting back over 500.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Alabama A&M on top of Bethune-Cookman 14-7 from the jump. It's been all smiles for everyone in attendance. Beautiful weather. Xavier Langford also happy to get that rushing touchdown. Quincy Casey has a passing touchdown himself. And Walter Simmons found his way into the end zone. We'll be back for halftime in just a moment.
Walmart Black Friday deals are live. Get this Barbie playset for $12.97. These Skull Candy headphones for $49, and so many more amazing deals. Shop online now and save big with Walmart Black Friday deals.
Some people just know what road to take. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
The service road is faster.
Turn left.
Not happening.
He knows better than any GPS, and he'd point you in Allstate's direction.
Go all the way down the road past the big gray warehouse.
Take the next exit.
You're not from around here, so you don't know the back roads.
I don't want to be late for the party.
I'm gonna save us 5 minutes.
Some people just know what road to take. You're on the fastest route. Those are the people who know safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
Hey, everybody, let's take a picture.
This one's better.
Wow.
Get Google Pixel 8 free at T-Mobile.
New on the grill, masters of the game.
As a person of faith, I also have an acquiesce to the reality that there's a sovereign hand navigating my steps. Who plans to be working on an album at 53 in the middle of that? Find out that you've been living a lie.
Sit down one-on-one with black people who dominate the game.
What did the album become?
The album became everything that people take to get by. I would have gone crazy if I wasn't working on this album.
Right here on The Grill. Check your local listings.
America's Court with Judge Ross.
Hold on. This has nothing to do with the necklace.
You don't get to control what happens up in here.
Judge Ross is back with all new cases.
Did he say to you, I think you're cheating on me?
Yes.
We had you take a lie detector test.
And the same attitude.
I asked the questions up in here.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Daytime Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
Case closed.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Check your local listings for times and channel.
The Griot, everywhere you watch, any way you want to watch, and it's free.
Welcome to Halftime at HBCU Go Sports.
You know, the name John Madden is synonymous with football, but depending on your generation, you may know him for a different reason. You know, he was a football coach, a broadcaster who traveled to games by bus, and an innovator in the video game industry for over a quarter of a century. You know, because of the video game revolution that he helped start, HBCUs are beginning to field esports teams and even offer esports degrees. Nia Simone is going to take us on a tour of one of the country's premier esports facilities.
Today, I'm stepping into an exclusive online battle arena. It is the nation's first and only competitive esports leagues for historically black colleges and universities. The HBCU Esports League was founded by two HBCU grads, Ryan Johnson and Chris P.A.
For those who don't know, what is esports?
So simply put, esports is the competitive aspect of video game play. So there's like video game play where people are just playing, you know, you're kind of playing at home. You might be playing with your brother or your sister, and you're playing like single player games. Esports is more of just like taking that into a competitive lane or a competitive lens, and just kind of going head to head.
What sparked for you and Ryan to create this wonderful platform?
So the state of Georgia was one of the first 5 states to recognize esports as like an official varsity sport at the high school level. And so that said, you know, you kind of realize the disparities that can automatically take place when it comes to like what we call the digital divide. young black kids had a PlayStation or they had an Xbox or a Nintendo Switch. They didn't necessarily have access to the gaming PC that you see, you know, most professionals are playing on nowadays. And again, to be recognized as a professional within the esports and video game industry, you kind of have to have like that whole console setup, or that whole PC setup, excuse me. And so that, you know, being one of the biggest disparities, we realized that, hey, in order for these HBCUs to compete on the level of the NC States, the Clemsons of the world, you know, we had to make sure that they had the same access. And so that being like one of the biggest disparities that we wanted to try and overcome, we landed on community, and then we did an event called Tech for COVID. And so this was like at the height of the pandemic, you know, there was, I think the city of Atlanta public school systems was short about 9 million devices, excuse me. And so those laptops, those hotspots, you know, things that the students need to continue their distance learning. And so we started basically like a streamathon to kind of raise money. We ended up raising about $118,000 in like a 24-hour time period. And so I was able to buy a lot of like, you know, those devices for those students and then donate it so that they can continue their distance learning and kind of stay in school because they didn't have the access at home.
Tell me how important it was for you to be a part of basically history and just seeing it grow to what it is today.
It was really important to me because it really gave me perspective on the whole esports scene. Prior to these tournaments and the HBCU Esports League, I didn't know what esports was. I didn't know what I could do within it. It really gave me that perspective on the outside world.
When we talk about esports, now you're able to put, you know, Jackson State esports team on a larger platform to where 14 million people have now seen Jackson State. They see the Jackson State logo. They want to know what Jackson State is, and now they might want to apply because, hey, there's this high school kid down in Mississippi who plays the video game, and now he can actually go to school and play the video game and win real money. We actually have a ranking of how much schools and students have won. I think number one is Howard at about 113,000, and that's just from competitive video game play. Not to mention the other, you know, 200 that we talked about that went towards building out that lab and those students supporting, you know, scholarships in STEM.
Why is it so important for HBCUs to have access to esports?
One, representation, so that people who look like me can see us on stage, see us competing and doing things in esports, and so they can know that they can do that too. That's one. And then to change the culture.
I want to start my own org. We've already got like some plans on what we want to do, what the vision is. Content, you know, is the game. Creating your brand, making sure that you have people around you to support that.
Now, for anyone, whether if they're students or just someone who's looking to take that next step into the esports world, if you could give them any advice of how to step into this industry, in this world, whether if it's to be a student, to go to school for it, or to become a professional, what would you tell them?
I'll first say just get started. But second, I would definitely say just reach out to us. That's kind of why we exist, right? Because now, not only as a young kid do you have to build up the courage to say, hey, I want to be a professional video gamer, but now you have to tell your parents who might not believe in it. And so what we like to do is educate the parents, especially on our nonprofit side where, you know, you'll see the workshops for the students, but then it's also like, hey, how can we educate the parents to help the parents empower these students every single day? So I would definitely say just reach out to us and we can kind of point you in the right direction.
We'll be back with more halftime after this.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play!
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail of
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
You're watching The Griot, Black Culture Amplified.
Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune started the Daytona Literary and Industrial Institution for Negro Girls on October 3rd, 1904, with $1.50 and her faith in God. Present day, Bethune-Cookman University is the only HBCU founded by a woman. But her success didn't stop there. She was the only female member of President Roosevelt's influential Black cabinet. She was the only woman of color at the founding conference of the United Nations. And in 1920, when the 19th Amendment was ratified, it was Mary that was registering Black voters in Daytona Beach and fighting off multiple threats and visits from the Ku Klux Klan. Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, mother, pioneer, educator, and activist.
Right now, get a free footlong at Subway. Like the new Deli Heroes. Buy 1 footlong in the app, get 1 free.
It's a pretty big deal.
Kinda like me. Order in the Subway app today.
Judge Millian doesn't mince words.
Why aren't you stopping the behavior if it's happening right in front of you?
She cuts to the chase.
I think you're misreading the law a little bit.
Really?
Compassionate.
You should be mad at one person, and that's him. When did something happen that made you feel uncomfortable?
She never accepts disrespect.
Stop your nonsense, or we will be escorting you out.
Watch Justice for the People with Judge Millian. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Bienvenidos a The Weather Channel en español.
The Weather Stories.
Ahora regresamos al estado de California, donde los bomberos están luchando contra un incendio forestal.
And critical information that impact Hispanic communities. From the most trusted name in TV news, now in español.
El cambio climático es una amenaza creciente para el sector energético del país, que además se encuentra ya al límite.
The Weather Channel en español. Streaming on these platforms. Tu conexión con el tiempo.
We had this little girl, Kaylin, never acted before. I would say to her, okay, give me your scared face. And she really blew a hole in all of us old actors who have all of our methods of getting into an emotion and doing everything, because she could do it in one take.
Yes.TV, where the stars shine. Check your local listings for times and channel.
The Griot, everywhere you watch, any way you want to watch, and it's free.
At the half, between Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman, the Bulldogs leading the Wildcats 14-7. Welcoming you into the booth, I'm James Hadnot. With me is Antoine Bethea. And Antoine, of course, you've been doing AB's Dogs all year. How fun has that been to kind of find a dog each week?
It's been dope. You know, it's been dope, like you said, just finding a dog each week and then just being able to talk to these student athletes, these young men, just as far as, you know, how they play the position, how they see the game, man. So, again, man, just being my first year here with HBCU Go Family, man, and being able to have my own segment with the guys, man, it was a great time.
Well, here are some of the best AB's Dogs all season long.
Benedict's cornerback, Joshua Hayward. So talk to me. You out there on the island.
All right, so I'm out there on the island by myself. I'm thinking, you gotta have that dog mentality.
We're zero coverage. I'm on the bottom of the numbers. Right. Tell me what you're thinking.
I'm kick sliding, I'm keeping my inside leverage. So I'm taking away your inside and I'm keeping my leverage so I can have an advantage over you.
I'm here with my main man, Raylan Manley, from the 757. We take it back to 2008 when he was a young pup at AB's camp. We line up, and I'm gonna get into my route. You tell me what you're thinking when I go in this 9 route.
Now I'm in my early stance.
Yep.
Open up top. See it.
Oh, go get it. There you go deep, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you, make sure you high point the rock. Because 5 years ago, AB would have went up top on you.
5 years ago, I was going up top on you.
And I'm here with this week's dog, Frederick Gaines. What's going on? So, a lot of people don't know, you played baseball. Yeah. Like, why did you decide to go the football route rather than baseball?
I mean, growing up, I was a left-handed catcher, and it's not many of those in the league. So, like, me trying to play catcher was going to be hard for me. I knew I had another talent, which is football. Yeah. So I was like, I just choose to use this route. So that's what I did. And I just came here to play with Coach Gray.
That's what's up.
So many fantastic players. Very hard to choose maybe a top dog, but of course Joshua Hayward, who's had a lot of college scouts, who has been down to Benedict amongst many, and also of course Tyshawn Porter, Tylee Gray, two players you know really well. So if you could choose, don't want to put you on the spot, but what sticks out about some of the dogs?
I'm not going to choose. You know, I think all these student athletes, these young men, man, they've come out, they've done a great job this year. You know, obviously last week I had Tyshawn Porter and Tylee Gray that did. They meant a lot to me, just being able to see them just grow up since I've known them since their younger days. But again, man, 2023 Antoine Dogs, man, I loved it.
Let's take a break. We'll be back for more on in halftime between Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman.
Patrick, Jake from State Farm, explain this bundling thing again.
All right, Coach Reed. Let's say these fries are your car, right?
And this burger is your home.
Okay.
It can be more affordable if you bundle them together.
Kind of like a combo meal.
Kind of like a combo meal.
Explain it again with those nuggies.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel. Cars.tv. Everything cars.
Cars, 1957 410 Super America Ferrari.
Right behind me is a 612 Scaglietti, which is our top of a range 12-cylinder front engine.
This has a twin supercharger system and produces 780 horsepower.
I'm here with my 1995 Ferrari 456 GT. Very fast, from 0 to 60, definitely under 6.
Be sure to watch Cars.tv. Check your local listings.
Time for the third quarter between Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman. The Bulldogs lead the Wildcats 14-7. And the Bulldogs will receive the ball to begin the second half. Here are the first half stats. And as you can see, very similar in regards to total yards, but the turnover is the difference right now.
Yeah, every time you look at the end of the game, and that's one of the stats that you look at is the turnover battle. Who won the turnover battle? Bethune-Cookman was able to, they lost the ball the first two drives. They didn't do that. Who knows what this game would look like? But again, we look in the second half. Can Bethune protect the ball? And what is this Alabama A&M offense going to do?
Jacoby Hewitt back to receive. Victor Barbosa preparing to boot it away. And with the wind that has picked up, ball falls off the tee. Gardner, former SWAC Player of the Week, as a special teamer, back to receive as well. Ball is away, a short kick. Hewitt has it at the 18. Shakes by one defender. Stopped past the 25 at the 26. Here are our first half highlights, and Bethune-Cookman was the beneficiary of some early turnovers by Alabama A&M, and then the Bulldogs on offense found their footing.
Yeah, Bethune, again, we talked about they lost the ball on 2 turnovers. Alabama A&M being able to capitalize on those turnovers and get 2 big touchdowns.
And then Xavier Langford with the rushing touchdown, the second on the day. Here's the injury to Tylee Bethea, who was the starting quarterback. And Walter Simmons came in at quarterback and led the touchdown drive. Now Donovan Eglin breaks off a big run to start the half for Alabama A&M past the 40 to the 43-yard line. And Eglin, a redshirt sophomore from Houston, Texas, transfer from Michigan State. 15-yard pickup on first down and 10. Quincy Casey keeps it himself, and Casey falls at the 40-yard line. We talked to the coaches, and they mentioned that Casey's not known for his running ability, but right there, excellent play call, open things up.
Yeah, he does. And again, this is where your defense has to be sound right there. Shelton Quarles, he's responsible for Quincy Casey when he pulls the ball. A little bit slow there, but again, Quincy Casey not known for running, but he has the capabilities of pulling the ball out and being able to get some yards with his legs.
Delivers a dart on first down to Cameron Young. Young had the touchdown pass in the first half, touchdown reception in the first half from Casey. Second down and short.
I would say Quincy Casey, he's looked very comfortable back there today, whether it's him, running the ball or him, finding his open receivers. He's looked real comfortable back there. We talked about how they've had that, two quarterback play situation with him and Xavier Langford. But again, Quincy Casey's looking really comfortable back there.
Eddie Walls has been real comfortable in the backfield as well. Came into today with 10 tackles for loss, has multiple in this contest. Makes it third down and 3. Opening drive of the third quarter for Alabama A&M. 2 touchdowns in the first half. A rush by Xavier Langford and a reception by Cameron Young. And for more points to start the second half. Casey throws a little route to the flat. Donovan Eglin makes the catch and picks up a first down.
Often see that Bethune-Cookman is in a man-to-man coverage. Just get the running back out the backfield, make their linebacker have to run through that traffic and make a tough stop. Able to convert that third down and keep these drive going.
From the 29, another easy throw out. Eglin loses his footing and falls before the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss on the play.
Here, Bethune, we take those negative plays. Trying to get the ball to one of your playmakers, but as a defense, we're going to rally to the ball, run to the ball. We'll take all negative plays.
De'Aris Thomas, the man that was looming, making the tackle, the transfer from Florida Atlantic. Just a sophomore, but leads his team in tackles. Second down and 12 for the Bulldogs. Brian Morrow has come in at running back to spell Donovan Eglin. Casey fakes the pitch, tries to make a move in the open field, and the ball pops out. So Bethune-Cookman with the takeaway of their own, and the Wildcats are in business now.
That is a textbook tackle. That is a big play by the safety, being able to dislodge that ball from Quincy Casey. You look at it right here, a good play design by Alabama A&M. The middle of the field opens up. Quincy Casey, we talk about him running. And again here, putting your hat on the ball. A great play by Jabari. And then again, big man running down the field, hustling. Oops. Here we go. We got one. Laquan Johnson being able to run down the field. Good job by Bethune-Cookman being able to turn this ball over.
So now the Wildcats on offense. Jimmy Robinson the third with the run. Laquan Johnson Jr., the 6'3", 255-pound lineman with excellent hands, picked that ball right out of the air. On second down, a run by Walter Simmons III, who has showcased his elusive ability all first half, picks up a big first down for the Wildcats.
And I would say this, Laquan Johnson Jr., he looked pretty good when he got the balls in his head. But again, you see here, Walter Simmons coming out, leading this drive. another first down. Again, they found something with Walter Simmons in his offense right now.
Simmons, quarterback run design. This one's going nowhere. Caleb Dawson stuffed it out and brought him down for a loss.
Yeah, this up-tempo offense by Bethune, they've been running the ball, so at some point, you know, the run game has been so good for them, whether it's, you know, Jimmy Robinson or Walter Simmons, at some point, I want to see some play action, you know, some play action, some second level, third level, even taking a shot, because you really haven't put a lot of pressure on the DBs from Alabama and A&M down the field.
As you can see, just a single high safety right now. Quick throw, caught by Boyd, spins in the open field, and Tink Boyd shows off his skill. First down, Wildcats.
That's it. That's what you want, right? So your run game's been going good. Hey, hit the back foot, get the ball out there, and Tink Boyd, do what you do, baby. Go out here and make some plays, and a good job by him being able to convert this first down.
Wildcats moving quickly. Give to Markai Shaw. And Shaw rumbling forward past the 30, falls at the 29.
This offense, hurry up. Up tempo. We got two good plays back to back. Let's keep it going.
18-yard pickup for the freshman from Adelanto, California. First down and 10, officially from the 30. Dakari Allen Johnson goes in motion, but the give is to Shaw, and he shimmy shakes for about a yard. You think about this Alabama A&M defense, they've been on the field for a long time, a lot of plays, and now the rushing attack well out in front for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, you
over their season average.
Yeah, you can win like that. You know, 162 yards on the day, and you just, you know, you still got a quarter and a half to go. So, again, what can you do off of the run game?
Tink Boyd trying to do something in the pass game. But there was some hand fighting on the outside. Khalil Griffin was toe-to-toe with Boyd, and the ball falls incomplete.
Yeah, so when you look at this replay, yeah, he's hugging him. Tink Boyd's pushing him. It's a lot of hand fighting. Referees allowing them to play down the field.
5 for 10 on third down. Wildcats with it. And Walter Simmons could not connect with Navanye Moore. And offensive coordinator Joe Garbino, he's made all the right calls throughout this game. You can see not happy, probably still with the no call on the coverage. So now you're in no man's land. Ball at the 29 in regards to field goal kicking. So they'll go for it on fourth down and 9. Field goal target line was about 5 yards forward. And no snap, although the defensive lineman jumped forward. So now Simmons on fourth down and 9. Does he have enough speed to get the first down? That and more. Walter Simmons, another big-time run into the red zone.
Good job by Walter Simmons, but I don't like that call by the Alabama A&M defense because you send it all-out pressure. Bethune-Cookman does a great job of picking it up. And when you send out an all-out pressure, your DBs, they have their backs turned to the quarterback. With a quarterback like Walter Simmons, who's been killing you in the run game, he's able to pull the ball down and gain that first down on a fourth down. I don't like that play call by Alabama A&M.
15-yard gain, and the ball pops out. The exchange unsuccessful, and Amari Pate, right place, right time. His second fumble recovery of the game.
Man. If you're Bethune, you're talking about this. This is your third turnover.
Third turnover, ball with Alabama A&M.
Walmart Black Friday deals are live. Get this Barbie playset for $12.97. These Skull Candy headphones for $49, and so many more amazing deals. Shop online now and save big with Walmart Black Friday deals.
It's unbelievable.
Hundreds of millions of lives impacted.
Look at the wind howling through here.
Tens of thousands of live reports where the weather is happening.
Yeah, this is extreme.
Thousands of storms forecasted. 40 years of storytelling. 22 specialized and advanced field degrees. 7 innovative weather presentation patents. And a former National Hurricane Center director. One trusted best-in-class expert team. America's most trusted news network. The Weather Channel.
I'm not the future, I am now.
Welcome to The Griot, bringing you the stories that move us.
It's very important that everybody is represented. We control how we're produced, depicted, and how we're seen around the world.
From breaking news to culture, politics, and entertainment.
We'll be here every day to keep you on top of what's happening in the world as we know it.
The power in this room is unbelievable. All you have to do is just feel it and believe it.
Available daily on thegriot.com, the Griot Cable Network, and our free streaming platform.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
What's up, Philly? Hi there, Phoenix.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Here are some of your top stories from Cheddar News on Local Now.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha.
You're high above Hollywood.
Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
The Griot, everywhere you watch, any way you want to watch, and it's free.
Back here in the third quarter between Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman, the Bulldogs leading 14-7. Antoine, Alabama A&M once again forcing a turnover after a long drive by Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, if you're Bethune-Cookman, I know you're frustrated. You're moving the ball down the field. You convert a fourth down, and you're seeing some promising stuff out of your offense. But again, you turn the ball over in your territory. Again, Alabama and A&M, let's see if they can capitalize on Bethune-Cookman miscues.
11 plays on offense for Bethune-Cookman on that last drive, but fumbling on the exchange. Jimmy Robinson III let it go. It was picked up by Amari Pate. So now Quincy Casey, who fumbled himself on the last drive, hands off to Ryan Morrow. Picks up a couple yards right up the middle. And Morrow, he's a player that earned the SWAC Offensive Player of the Week after a dominating performance versus Lane College. Had 191 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. It's 2nd down and 7 for Alabama A&M. And the Bulldogs on the day, they've shown that they can move the ball. Really made their first mistake on offense on that last possession.
Yeah, and if you're Alabama A&M, you know, you've moved the ball, as you mentioned, but you will hope to see some more points on the board. You know, just knowing how they can move the ball, how many points they typically average this season, and only have 14 points. You know, some things that you can improve on.
De'Aris Thomas blowing things up, the leading tackler for Bethune-Cookman. Big time stop, makes it 3rd down for Alabama A&M.
And if you're Bethune's defense, you know, you're confident right now. You know, obviously your offense gave the ball up 3 times, but the whole high-powered offense like Alabama A&M to only 14 points with those 3 turnovers, you know, and you're in a big 3rd down right now. If you're the defense of Bethune, man, you're feeling good about yourself.
Potential pressure coming. Casey tries to break free and eludes a couple tacklers, dives forward for a 1st down. He was bottled up, but somehow squirted free for the first.
Elusiveness by the quarterback, Quincy Casey. Again, the defenders for Bethune, they're back there, but he just was able to find a way to get out of there and get missing. I know the Bethune-Cookman defensive lineman, I know they hate themselves right now for not getting him on that 3rd down.
So Quincy Casey has shown excellent poise in this game, has the touchdown pass, and has led his team down for another touchdown drive. This is a handoff to Ryan Morrow, but this front is starting to feast a bit for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, we've been calling his name a lot this afternoon. Eddie Walls, he's again in the backfield for another tackle for loss. So again, we talked about the defensive line for Bethune and the defense just leaning and following the play from the defensive line. They've been doing a good job today.
3 TFLs on the day for the redshirt sophomore. 6'3", 246. Can move on that defensive line.
And then when you talk about Bethune, you talk about coach, being his first year here as a head coach and not being able to go out and recruit his guys, but now this offseason he'll be able to do that. And when you have guys like Eddie Walls coming back, now you can really start to build your program and how you really want your program to be if you are Coach Woody.
Rare miss from Quincy Casey had Cameron Young open up the seam, and Coach Woody, who is a graduate of Bethune-Cookman, relished the opportunity to come back and coach his alma mater. When we asked him about it, he said he was just thrilled and excited to have this opportunity. Right now on 3rd down and 12, a draw. Ryan Morrow has to make one man miss, does, but could not pick up speed after breaking through the first tackle. Iverson Clement cleans it up. It's 4th down.
Wildcat defense stepping up to the call. 3rd down. Previously, they let the quarterback gain that 1st down. But again, being able to come back, don't hold your head down, and coming out here and making some plays. Again, giving your offense an opportunity to be out here and put some points on the board, because this offense after this punt should have some decent field position.
Austin McCready back to boot it away. And they try to fake it, so McCready has nowhere to go. He drops the ball, and Bethune-Cookman is on it. What a defensive stop by the Wildcats.
Yes, sir, and you talk about it, right? So Alabama A&M, they showed some things on the offense, on the film, as far as like how they set up. 69 and 26, they switched positions. You heard the coaches and the players from Bethune, watch the fake. Again, a good job by the special teams and the defense to put their offense in a real good scoring position here. But the offense, they gotta be able to capitalize on these mistakes.
And Coach Boehner told us this week, we've lost some games this year because of special teams. That has been the big bugaboo. And right now, in the red zone, Bethune-Cookman trying to make them pay. Handoff to Jimmy Robinson III. He's in the grasp of Jamarion Ellis, going nowhere fast.
Yeah, good job by Jamarion Ellis and his crew being able to stop Jimmy Robinson before he got the trains going. But we here, empty formation.
2nd down and 9. It's Walter Simmons III. Man wide open and overthrows Nabanye Moore. Incomplete.
Man, I know he wants that one back. Walter Simmons, he had Nabanye Moore wide open up the seam, just a little bit too high for him. If you can put that right there in his chest, he's walking into the end zone.
We'll take a timeout, but just that close. Could not hook up. 3rd down, we return.
In 1920, an athletic league was formed and slowly became one of the leading sports associations in the world of collegiate athletics, the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Today, the SWAC is looking towards the next century, growing, supporting, and transforming our intercollegiate sports activities for student athletes and promoting academic excellence. Each SWAC member institution represents a high level of integrity and sportsmanship. We are the SWAC, building champions for life.
You got to frank it up.
Frank it up.
Frank it up.
Yeah.
It's the perfect blend of flavor and heat. I put that on everything.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta. Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. Local now. Where you are is where it's at.
HBCU Go Sports Football is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Irresistible taste and zero sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Coke Zero Sugar knows that the best fans ever are the ones who cheer the loudest, tailgate the longest, and pour everything they have into their favorite team at the game or from afar. But being the best fan can be hard work, so Coke Zero Sugar and HBCU Go are here to celebrate the best fan ever. Very important moment right now for Bethune-Cookman and Alabama A&M. Bethune just forced a turnover after the bobbled snap by Alabama A&M trying to fleece the Wildcats on the 4th down. And so it's 3rd down for Bethune-Cookman and 9 from the 12.
Yeah, you see Bethune there, 11 personnel right now. That's 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and 1 running back. They have the Alabama A&M defense spread right now, so see if they can find an opening.
Walter Simmons will hand it off to Dakari Allen-Johnson, trying to make it to the edge. And he will be short. So now it's 4th down. Bethune-Cookman goes under center with Walter Simmons III. Stoppage of play right now. And it's an official's timeout. So we'll take a break and be back in a moment.
There's no business like show business like
No business, I know.
everything about it is appealing.
Everything the traffic will allow. Yesterday they told you you would not go far.
That night you open and there you are.
Let's go.
On with the show.
Cars.tv. Everything cars.
Cars, 1957 410 Super America Ferrari.
Right behind me is a 612 Scaglietti, which is our top-of-a-range 12-cylinder front engine.
This has a twin supercharger system and produces 780 horsepower.
I'm here with my 1995 Ferrari 456 GT. Very fast, from 0 to 60, definitely under 6.
Be sure to watch Cars.tv. Check your local listings.
We had this little girl, Kaylin. Never acted before. I would say to her, okay, give me your scared face. And she really blew a hole in all of us old actors who have all of our methods of getting into an emotion and doing everything, because she could do it in one take.
Yes.tv, where the stars shine. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Alabama A&M leads 14-7 on top of Bethune-Cookman. We have fixed everything technically, and we still have to get to the best fan ever. So Coke Zero Sugar and HBCU Go are here to celebrate the best fan ever.
That's right. I'm here with Vieta. Vieta, where are you from?
Hey, originally from Tampa, but now I reside in Daytona Beach.
Who are you rooting for?
Bethune-Cookman Wildcats.
And what makes you the best fan ever?
Because it is hot, but we still support our university. Go Cookman!
Are y'all the best fans ever? There you have it. Vieta from Bethune-Cookman is your best fan ever. All right, everybody, let's celebrate with a Coke Zero Sugar. Cheers!
Cheers!
Woo!
Cheers!
And enjoy this game.
Coach Maynard would definitely like to get a Coke Zero Sugar right now because his team is in the thick of it, having to deal with a 4th down on defense. Bethune-Cookman took the ball over after a miscue on special teams by the Bulldogs. The defense has stood tall up to this point, and Walter Simmons III runs up to the line. Wildcats are 1 for 1 on 4th down today. There's Plenty of time on the play clock, so they can run this all the way down.
It's an interesting decision here. You're in a situation where you can kick 3. Make you score 14-10, but you have time on the clock and run a play. Let's see.
Back out into the gun. And decide not to run a play on 4th down.
Play a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So in a 1-possession game, Coach Woody and company decide not to take the chance and go for it on 4th down. Will elect to stick with their field goal kicker. And Cade Hetchert, the freshman from Sydney, Australia, looking to make this a 4-point contest. 27-yard field goal attempt for Hetchert. Ball is back, snap is up, kick is right down the middle. So Bethune-Cookman makes it a 4-point game, 14-10, Alabama A&M on top.
Inez, let me ask you, you're using Head and Shoulders, right?
Only when I see flakes. Then I switch back to my regular shampoo.
You should use it every wash. Otherwise, the flakes will come back.
He's right, you know.
Is that Tiny Troy?
The ingredients in Head & Shoulders keep the microbes that cause flakes that big.
Microbes, really?
They're always on your scalp, little rascals. But good news, there's no itchiness, dryness, or flakes down here.
I love Tiny Troy and his tiny, gorgeous hair.
He's the best.
Make every wash count. Little help, please?
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
She's very frank.
You should never start anything you're not prepared to finish.
Compassionate.
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Check your local listings for times and channel.
We have officially had landfall now of Hurricane Ian.
It's nothing like any other hurricane we ever have been through.
We're the Bostons.
We're here to help rebuild some of these homes.
We only allow ourselves 5 days per home.
So it's time for our crew to move on in, and we're going to ask you to head on out.
Now it's time to go inside. Ooh, Lord have man. That's so amazing. Now that's a fast home rescue.
The biggest comedy stars.
I give her my heart, but she wanted my what?
Kidney. Wall-to-wall laughs.
What is it called when an elderly woman has an affair?
Grandma did what?
It's the comedy game show.
There is an edible version of Scrabble.
Going to the bathroom spells disaster.
Funny you should ask. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Bethune-Cookman a little closer after converting that field goal, down 14-10 to Alabama A&M. HBCU Go delivers the best black college sports right to your home or mobile device. Go to hbcugo.tv or download the TV app on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire for the full HBCU Go experience. Wildcats, lone team to score in this third quarter. About a minute 55 left. Alabama A&M about to get the ball back. And for this offense that leads the SWAC, they have sputtered a bit here in this second half. Jacoby Hewitt and Terrell Gardner back to receive this kick. Short kick once again. Gardner takes it from the 20. Looking for a seam. Flag comes out. Gardner is brought down at the 35. Have to see what the call is. Potentially pushing Alabama A&M a little bit farther back to start this drive.
Here in the return, holding, number 48, return team, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Alabama A&M.
So Gregory Green is called for the holding penalty, and right there as Gardner starts to make his move, just bringing down the Wildcats. So we look at how Alabama A&M has fared up to this point. They start from the 25. Quincy Casey at the helm. Just welcomed his first child into the world just 2 weeks ago. Hands off to Donovan Eglin. Squirts forward to the 30. And here's what Alabama A&M has done recently. 3 straight turnovers after 2 touchdowns early in the game. And it's been a seesaw afternoon on offense. And something that offensive coordinator Dwayne Taylor has to figure out. Casey throws, almost throws another interception. Omari Hill Robinson had his hands on it, the senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, but couldn't reel it in.
That was good coverage out there. We talked about this matchup earlier. Terrell Gardner versus Omari Hill Robinson, both wearing that Uno out there. And, you know, talk to the corners coach, Nick Collins, who was a great DB here at Bethune-Cookman, and just talk about the NFL scouts that's been coming in, looking at Omari Hill Robinson, who has a chance to go and play at the next level. And that was a spectacular play by the young DB.
3 picks on the season, almost had his 4th. It's 3rd down and 5. Casey pitches. Eglin stopped short. Initially wouldn't give up and might have picked up the 1st down.
That was a big time run by Eglin. Again, you look at the play and you see, hey, he might get tackled short. You have 3 defenders there. But again, with him just running strong and not letting that first defender bring him down, it was a good job by Eglin being able to get the 1st down.
Back shoulder throw unsuccessful, looking for Jacoby Hewitt. But you go back to the run by Donovan Eglin, 5'11", 226 pounds, a lot of power to push forward for that 1st down.
I always talk about running backs who fall forward. Those are the backs that you like. Backs that fall forward, backs that makes guys miss, backs that, you know, the first guy don't tackle them. You know, those are the big time backs. Even when you talk about in the league, you know, you got to win your one-on-ones. Everybody on the field have to win their one-on-ones, and as a running back, making guys miss, those are your one-on-ones.
On 2nd down, Casey finds Cameron Young. Young corralled past the 40 at the 41. So it's 3rd down and short. Alabama A&M will have to run one more play before the end of the 3rd quarter.
Good play design by offensive coordinator Dwayne Taylor, getting his playmaker Cameron Young out to the open field where he can make some plays. Had a hat on the 2nd level and 3rd level, but good job by the Bethune-Cookman defense getting off those blocks and getting to the ball.
From the 41 on 3rd down and 4, Eglin is stopped short. This front has been fantastic for Bethune-Cookman. It's 4th down for Alabama A&M. To the 4th quarter we go. Only points were scored by Bethune-Cookman, and they'll have a chance to come back on offense to take the lead when we return.
Sisters, sisters, there were never such devoted sisters.
Judge Millian doesn't mince words.
Why aren't you stopping the behavior if it's happening right in front of you?
She cuts to the chase.
I think you're misreading the law a little bit.
Really? Compassionate.
You should be mad at one person, and that's him. When did something happen that made you feel uncomfortable?
She never accepts disrespect.
Stop your nonsense, or we will be escorting you out.
Watch Justice for the People with Judge Millian. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
What's up, Philly? Hi there, Phoenix.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Here are some of your top stories from Cheddar News on Local Now. Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. You're high above Hollywood. Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
New on the grill, masters of the game.
As a person of faith, I also have an acquiesce to the reality that there's a sovereign hand navigating my steps. Who plans to be working on an album at 53 in the middle of that and find out that you've been living a lie?
Sit down one-on-one with black people who dominate the game.
What did the album become?
The album became everything that people take to get by. I would have gone crazy if I wasn't working on this album.
Right here on The Grill. Check your local listings.
I'm Tahira Marti, and you're watching Great Getaways in the magnificent Maldives in the Indian Ocean.
This is an unforgettable experience. Only on MyDestination.tv.
Time for the fourth quarter. Alabama A&M clinging to a 4-point lead on top of Bethune-Cookman. Bulldogs punting right now. Bethune-Cookman looking like they're coming after this punt. Don't get to it. Dakari Allen-Johnson decides not to return. So it's the end of the college football season for us and our traveling crew. And we like to say thanks for a great season to the folks behind the scenes who make us look good. Our truck engineers, Drew and Gary, who make sure everything runs smoothly. And video making the pictures, seeing it's Mike, our first and 10 telestrator. Maven, who is next to our lead tape man, Tom, who makes sure all the replays are queued up just right and creates the pretty video montages you see. Our bug man, Nick, is all over this score. And our tag team production manager and technical manager, Pam and Jeff. Our graphics department has been fantastic. The two Alexes are next to our associate director, Matt, who basically keeps the whole show afloat. And front desk, our fearless leader, Mike, the producer, and the vision mixer, John Coleman, our director. Next to him is Dave, who brilliantly coordinates all of our moving parts as our technical director. Bethune-Cookman on offense now, and just short of the 20. And, of course, can't hear us without the man who makes everything sound right, Casper, our audio leader. PJ, who's been with us all year. Big shout out to PJ. And Scott as well. Thank you to the entire crew for not only making us look good and sound good. On second down and 3, Robinson the third falls, trying to make a move in the open field, but a first down is picked up. And also, Sean with our two sideline reporters, Laurentia and Jasmine. And Sean, he makes them sound great down low as a producer. Little throw, ball's in the air, and this might have been picked off. Oh my goodness, Xavier Billingsley breaks up the party for Bethune-Cookman, and a big boy interception. Let's take a look at it one more time.
Again, you see, Walter Simmons, he's feeling good, but maybe just trying to do a little bit too much. Looks like Nabanya Moore wasn't ready for that pass. But again, Alabama A&M, Xavier Billingsley, big time interception. Got the belt, got the chain. Bethune-Cookman, that's 4 turnovers today. This could be a totally different game without those 4 turnovers.
On the day, 4 for 11 now with the interception. Has struggled throwing the ball, has Walter Simmons, despite being a dynamic runner on the day. And right out of the chute on offense, a false start by Bryson Clark.
And see what Quincy Casey is able to dial up with his offense. You know, again, we talk about just how powered this Alabama A&M offense is on the outside. You have Terrell Gardner, you have Cameron Young. Also, you know, Jacoby Hewitt. So again, let's see what they can do and see if they can put some points on the board and make this tough for Bethune coming down the stretch.
A handoff behind the line, really nowhere to go. And as much as we talked about the turnovers that the Bethune-Cookman offense has had, this Bethune-Cookman defense has played exceptional today to keep them in the game.
Yes, they have. Led by number 9, Eddie Walls. Again, you see that last play, he was first to get in there as well. So when you talk about a defense, you have a job to do. Regardless of what happens with the offensive special teams, you got to go out in the field and you got to stop the offense.
Casey throws a pick. Oh, and it's dropped. Omari Hill Robinson had it in his hands and just dropped it.
Amari Hill, he's a big-time player. You have to come down with that ball. As a corner, as a DB, you don't get many opportunities to get the ball in your hand, but when you do, you got to capitalize on that.
And he took his hands off the ball, turning around, trying to see who was around him. And that's why he could not complete the catch to the ground. It's still 3rd down and long. Casey looks to throw. Another near interception. Attacking the ball was Jabari Jadon. No picks. This Wildcats defense is still flying around.
They are flying around, but that's why they talk bad about us DBs not having hands and not being able to catch the ball. DBs, man, we got to get on the jug machines. This week, we got to get on the jug machines. I'm going to talk to Nick Collins and say, look, man, they not like you. Nick Collins, he would have took them balls. He would have took them to the house. But again, you know, this Bethune-Cookman defense, they're flying around. You can see they having a lot of fun, but you have to be able to capitalize on those turnovers because it's a big-time, those are big-time plays that changes the whole trajectory of the game.
So Austin McCready was preparing to punt it away. Play clock was down to 0.
Delay a game. Offense. That penalty declined. 4th down.
So 4th down and 15 goes to 4th down and 20. But it doesn't look like Coach Woody will accept the penalty. Ball is back. McCready boots it away. Bouncing, trying to make things difficult. Ball thrown back into play. Let's see where they mark the ball. Was Alabama A&M in the end zone? "33-yard punt for McCready. And once again, thank you so much to the entire crew for rocking with us all season.
Hilton Honors slays.
Points for a free stay? Yes, please.
All these perks. Worst living.
When you want the celebrity treatment, no matter who you are,
That's hot.
it matters where you stay. Hilton Honors. Hilton for the stay.
Hey, deal lovers, here's something new.
Having good taste shouldn't cost you a good deal. And in this hut, $7 gets you both.
The all-new $7 deal lovers menu at Pizza Hut.
Because it's only a deal if you love it.
I'm coming in hot.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What? You're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
She's very frank.
You should never start anything you're not prepared to finish.
Compassionate.
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams. Check your local listings for times and channel.
Alabama A&M still on top by 4, leading Bethune-Cookman. Let's take another look at the punt from McCready to see if it actually bounces in the end zone. Alabama A&M special teams trying to make it difficult on Bethune-Cookman. At first, the ball's pushed back into play, but then bounces in the end zone. And everybody looking on the Jumbotron right now, looking like the ball bounced. So the call on the field right now, standing. And Bethune-Cookman still on the sideline. And an Alabama A&M player also seeing himself on the Jumbotron, Dorian Wesley, saying hi to mom.
Yeah, that's tough for the refs. We talk about the referees and having to call these tough plays in real time. Again, we're fortunate enough to be able to look at the still shots and the slow-mos, but you got to give credit to the referees. It's a tough job to do, but they got that one wrong.
First down and 10 from the 1. Jimmy Robinson, the third, sneaking forward for a couple yards just to get Bethune-Cookman out of the shadow of their own end zone. As we reset things right now, Bethune-Cookman looking for back-to-back wins. Got their first conference win last time out versus Mississippi Valley State, and their first D1 win for Coach Raymond Woody Jr. And it's senior day, and what a way to send these seniors out than with another W. A long way to go on this drive. Another handoff, and Jimmy Robinson III gets his engines going. Pass to 10, will be short a yard. 3rd down and 1, and they give him the first down. So it will be a first down for the Wildcats. At quarterback is Walter Simmons III. Tyleek Bethea started this game, had an ankle injury in the second quarter, and Simmons has been leading this team since. Another give to Jimmy Robinson III, and he's finding some holes, and he's breaking forward for big gains.
He is, and again, let's see what Bethune-Cookman, what the offense can do, because in this game they've been able to put some good drives together, some really solid drive, 9-play drive, 11-play drive. But when they get to the part where you got to punch the ball in, they've been giving the ball up. So if they can put a nice drive together and take some time off the clock and put the ball in the paint, we'll be in for an interesting ending to this game.
Jimmy Robinson III, redshirt sophomore from Hastings, Florida. And coming into today, he led the team in rushing with more than 340 yards on the season. And today, he's been a part of a big-time rushing attack with more than 200 yards on the ground.
And when you talk about 200-plus yards on the ground, man, that's a formula to win the game. Obviously, when you're running the ball, you're taking some time off the clock. You're keeping the other offense on the sideline. That's the ways that you win the game. But the only thing that's been hurting Bethune is that they've been turning the ball over. And another thing, when you look at the final stats, who's winning the turnover battle? Again, you see here, Walter Simmons taking a step back, hitting that back foot, nothing's open down the field. Look, I'm going to pull the ball down, I'm going to run, I'm going to get a first down for myself.
Little pop pass to Amari Stewart, grab from behind, and he falls forward at the 50. Talk about the rushing attack. That, of course, was a pass, but Walter Simmons did not know he was going to play today. He was the backup on the depth chart, and all he's done is rush for almost 100 yards. On 2nd down and short, run a similar play to the opposite side, but Omari Stewart sees an avalanche of white jerseys in the backfield, and Bethune-Cookman has a third down to deal with.
And you look at Alabama A&M's defense here on this replay, you have 11 guys right here in the box. So they understand and they see as well, okay, this is what Bethune-Cookman is trying to do. This is how they're trying to attack us. There's no need for us to keep this post safety in the post 15 yards off the ball. We're going to put 11 guys in the box.
On 3rd down and 3. It's a handoff, and because there's no one deep, Markai Shaw makes his way to the end zone. Touchdown.
And that's what can hurt you if you put 11 guys in the box. Because, again, when you have 11 guys in the box, you don't have a post safety there to try to slow him down. And here you can see he just gets it, and he just finds his hole right there. And again, nobody's in the secondary to slow him down. Again, a good job by Markai Shaw, getting the rock, finding the hole. 6 points.
Extra point, Cade Hetcher makes it a 3-point game. But for Shaw, his first rushing touchdown of the season, the freshman making the play on senior day.
So it's going to come down to this. Can they do it?
Oh no, they missed it! Wait a minute. There's a flag on the play.
The power of the Weather Channel, now available to everyone.
This is epic!
Trusted live coverage when it matters most is now yours to stream with the Weather Channel TV app, real-time radar, and maps that let you track all the action.
Let's get into the detail.
Personalization, customization, hundreds of hours of your favorite shows, and so much more. There's never been a better way for everyone to watch the Weather Channel. Available now on these platforms. Go to streamtwc.com to start your free 7-day trial.
Well, Bethune-Cookman takes the lead, 17-14 on top of Alabama A&M. And Antoine, this has been a great game. Want to welcome you into the booth. And when you think about this game overall, it's been a fantastic one. This is your first year broadcasting, and we actually have a special treat for you here at the end of the season.
Hello, Antoine Bethea. This is Tony Dungy, your old coach, and I am so excited and so proud watching you broadcast today's game, Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman. It just does my heart wonders for a couple of reasons. Number one, because you were such a great leader for us on our Super Bowl 41 team. All the things that you did, stepping in, playing, and leading as a rookie player back then. It was just phenomenal. And then you went on to have that wonderful career and just played some great football. But now, even more than that, what you're doing now and broadcasting these HBCU games, again, that is very, very special. As you know, we had some tremendous contributions from our HBCU people. Nick Harper, Fort Valley State, you at Howard, Robert Mathis, Alabama A&M. You guys were leaders and demonstrated that in a number of ways. So it's really, really special to go full circle and have you broadcasting today. Hope you have a great day, a wonderful day. I miss you, I love you, and thank you for all your contributions to the Indianapolis Colts. I've got my Hall of Fame shirt on today, and I wouldn't be in that Hall of Fame without you and the guys who made it happen. So thanks so much. Have a great day broadcasting, and I'll talk to you soon.
Man, that's special. That's special, man. And, you know, with just Coach Dungy, and we just talk about, you know, the leader that he was, and, you know, not only on the field in the locker room, but just in life, you know, just how inspirational he is. So just to hear that from my coach, man. I appreciate it. And James, man, I appreciate you, man, just leading the way for me here in the booth my first year, and then everybody else along with the crew, man. I just thank everybody at HBCU Go, man. But that's special to see and hear from Coach Dungy.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and thank you for just being here with us week in and week out. And I mean, Coach Dungy, he speaks so highly of you. You speak so highly of him, and I know that relationship, of course, is forever. And he giving you that opportunity as a rookie. We talked about that moment when you knew that you were going to play, and how you just continue to grow at that position, and then to play, getting your first pick against Tom Brady. That was a big-time moment, and so just so many great things that we've talked about. And, of course, the Super Bowl, in which you were victorious. And just what about those moments?
Man, that's what you dream about, you know. Again, from 2002 to 2006, man, I was here where these guys were, you know, just having a dream or wanting to go and play at the next level. And we always talk about, you know, this is why HBCU Go is here now, to be able to give these guys the exposure and the notoriety that they deserve. And that's all we ask for, because it's guys on this level that can make plays and play ball at the next level. And for me to have that opportunity at the next level with a great organization like the Indianapolis Colts giving me that opportunity again.
Delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Again, with Coach Dungy, then, you know, we had Robert Mathis, Nick Harper, guys that graduated from HBCUs, man. It was just a magnificent journey for myself. And again, man, you know, I can't thank Coach Dungy enough.
A real testament to what these players could potentially be. And right now, it's first down and 15 after the delay of game penalty from the 20. Quincy Casey eludes one tackler, but he is crushed in the backfield. And guess who? De'Aris Thomas, the leader on this defense, making a humongous play after his team just took the lead.
Yeah, and this is what complimentary football is all about, right? So the offense, you come down and you have a great series, a great drive when you're able to get a touchdown on the run game, and then the defense, you come back out here and you're pushing Alabama A&M offense backwards. So Bethune clicking on all cylinders right now.
Casey could not hook up with LeVar Gums. Now it's third down and 17. And you think about the start for Alabama A&M. Their first 4 drives had 2 touchdowns, but then their last 5, 3 turnovers, and now have also given up the lead. Have to find something here on third down and long.
Yeah, they have to give them some spark, because again, as you mentioned, they've been shooting themselves in the foot pass, you know, after those first two drives. So again, Quincy Casey and his offense have to find something that can get them going.
Casey locates Gums short of the line to gain by about 5 yards. 8.5 to play. And this would be an aggressive fourth down call. It looks like the special teams will come out. We already saw earlier today a miscue on a fake punt, so don't expect to see something like that here, which means that this Bethune-Cookman defense has answered the call once again.
Yeah, they have. They understood coming into this game what they were up against. And we continue to talk about this Alabama A&M offense, and they put up a lot of points on the board, the guys that they have outside. But as you mentioned, Bethune-Cookman defense, they answered the call all day today.
So Dakari Allen-Johnson calls for the fair catch at the 20. And Bethune-Cookman has the ball on offense with the lead for the first time today when we return.
Meet the Jennifers. Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z. Each planning their future through the Chase mobile app. Gen X is planning a summer in Portugal with some help from JP Morgan Wealth Plan. Let's go, Whiskers. Gen Y is working with a banker to budget for her birthday.
You only turned 30 once.
And Gen Z, her credit's golden. Hello, new apartment. 3 gens getting ahead with Chase. Solutions that grow with you. One bank for now, for later, for life. Chase, make more of what's yours.
You can't stop a force of nature. This hurricane season, rely on one of your own. It's a fact. No other news network out there is trusted more than the Weather Channel.
This is epic.
Trusted to give you every advantage before the storm. Trusted to be there where and when you need us. Trusted to bring you every angle of the storm using landfall cams on our streaming TV app.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Because America doesn't trust hurricane season to just anyone.
You're watching The Griot, Black Culture Amplified.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for sticking with us here in Daytona Stadium. We have a three-point game on our hands. The score is 17-14 in favor of Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Now, for Alabama A&M, one player has a very interesting story, and we all know about legacy. But for Keenan Hambrick, his father, Kenyon Hambrick, is said to be one of the best players to ever graduate from Alabama A&M. He graduated in 1996 and had over 102 passes before he graduated and then played for the Baltimore Ravens for a total of 5 seasons. And coach says that Keenan is starting to come into his own and start his own legacy for the Bulldogs.
Coach Maynard and company know that Hambrick can definitely be an option. Hasn't caught a ball yet today, but has definitely been a player over the course of the season that has been one of the leaders on this offense. And when you think about Hambrick, Cameron Young, as well as Jacoby Hewitt, so many different options at the disposal of Coach Dwayne Taylor. Right now, Wildcats on offense looking to salt things away. Hand off to Jimmy Robinson, the third, and he gains 1 yard. This offense for Bethune-Cookman has been rolling on the ground, more than 200 yards rushing. And when you think about rushing, especially now, what that can do to this Alabama A&M defense could really hurt them overall.
Yeah, Bethune, I think we all know what Bethune is going to do in this drive. Try to continue to control the line of scrimmage and run the rock and take some time off the clock. If you're Alabama A&M, as you can see, no post safety. So they understand that as well, that they're trying to run the ball. If Bethune is successful running the ball, this game is over. But if Alabama A&M can stop this run, they've done this on the first two plays, they're still in this game.
Markai Shaw, fresh off his 52-yard rushing touchdown, totes it, has nowhere to go. Here's what Bethune-Cookman has done on the ground today. And for Coach Raymond Woody, this team is known for their passing attack, but look at that. 293 yards on the ground, most since November 3rd, 2018.
Look at here, James. I was part of a game where Jacksonville Jaguars, they did whatever they wanted to do with us on the ground, and they ended up winning the game. When you rush for 293 yards, that tells a story of how dominant the front has been all day long. So again, if they can just continue to run this ball here in the final plays, they can walk out of here with a W.
Jimmy Robinson, the third, speeds through the hole for another first down. And
so again, we have Jimmy Robinson here, done a great job of just finding the holes, We got Jimmy Robinson right here in the backfield. And then again, when we talk about just the motion, and him just following his guys and just finding the holes. He's been doing a great job today of just finding those holes, falling forward, running hard, running behind his pass. But again, none of this could be possible if we don't commend the big guys up front.
Right there, open up that hole with Travaris Hammond, the junior from Atlanta, Georgia, and Christopher McAlpin, who caught a pass today, even though it didn't count. So that's what happens sometimes. You give the lineman a pass or two, throw them a bone, and maybe they can open things up blocking-wise.
Nah, that's a bet. That's a bet. You know, you definitely got to show the big guys some love, man, because, again, it's centered around them in the run game and in the passing game. If your big guys can't do it up front, the receivers can't do what they do. The quarterback can't do what he does, and obviously the running back either. So the big guys, they've answered the call all day today, and just controlling the line of scrimmage in here. Bethune just slowing the tempo down. Okay, it's second and short. 4 minutes left. Let's let some time run off the clock and run the rock.
Shaw once again converts on second down, makes it first down, and also it's pretty demoralizing now if you're a defense at Alabama A&M that you know what they're about to do, but you can't stop it.
Yeah, situational football, right? And this is another situation that we talk about in football. It's a 4-minute drive, right? The 4-minute, can we have the ball for the last 4 minutes? But for Bethune, we're going to stretch that out 7 minutes because they've had the ball, at least for 3 minutes, and they have 4 minutes left here. If they can just continue to do what they've been doing all game, been successful running the ball, they're going to walk away with a dub.
Nowhere to go on that tote. The ball looked like to have popped out late, but the signal is that it's going to stay with Bethune-Cookman. Caleb Dawson came around the bend to make the tackle on Shaw. And the clock churns. Stop for a moment, but will churn under 4 minutes when play resumes.
That's what Bethune, they have to be cognizant about this, and I'm pretty sure the coaches probably telling them this.
Taking his first time out of the half.
When Bethune is coming to the sideline, the coaches are telling them you gotta protect the ball.
We'll take a break and be back for the final 406.
Some people just know what road to take. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
The service road is faster.
Turn left.
Not happening.
He knows better than any GPS, and he'd point you in Allstate's direction.
Go all the way down the road past the big gray warehouse.
Take the next exit.
You're not from around here, so you don't know the back roads.
I don't want to be late for the party.
I'm gonna save us 5 minutes.
Some people just know what road to take.
You're on the fastest route.
Those are the people who know safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
Walmart Black Friday deals are live. Get this Barbie playset for $12.97, these Skull Candy headphones for $49, and so many more amazing deals. Shop online now and save big with Walmart Black Friday deals.
Hey, everybody, let's take a picture.
This one fell.
Wow.
Get Google Pixel 8 free at T-Mobile.
New on the grill, masters of the game.
As a person of faith, I also have an acquiesce to the reality that there's a sovereign hand navigating my steps. Who plans to be working on an album at 53 in the middle of that and find out that you've been living a lie?
Sit down one-on-one with black people who dominate the game.
What did the album become?
The album became everything that people take to get by. I would have gone crazy if I wasn't working on this album.
Right here on The Grill. Check your local listings.
Howdy and welcome to Dallas.
Okay, Atlanta.
Finally, the sunshine looks to be returning.
Hey there, it's Friday. I'm Sasha. Local Now, where you are is where it's at.
Wildcats in control, leading 17-14 over the Bulldogs. James Hadnot here with you, Antoine Bethea with me, and now it's time to take a look of the HBCU Go Sports Top 10. Florida A&M at the top, along with North Carolina Central. And these Wildcats will take on Florida A&M next week to try to finish off their season on a high note. Right now, trying to finish off this game with a W, leading by 3, 4:06 to play. And Alabama A&M just took their first timeout to conserve the clock. Jimmy Robinson III gets it, tries to make it to the edge. Flag comes in from behind. So the clock will stop as a decision is made. This is one thing you do not want if you're Bethune-Cookman, to find yourself farther behind the chains.
Holding, number 42, offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So Coach Manor decides not to take the penalty. And you can see it on the right side of the line. Just a hold of Caleb Dawson. And a big moment now for Alabama A&M on defense. 3rd down and 9. Have to get a stop to get the ball back and have a chance. Allen Johnson comes in motion. Walter Simmons keeps, and Walter Simmons will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Bethune-Cookman.
That's what we've been seeing all day. We might get 2 yards, we might get 5 yards, we might get 9 yards, but we're going to stay with it. And Walter Simmons, a big-time play up the gut. Calling his number. Hey, look, I'm going to keep this. And look, he's fine. None but grass. Again, we talked about Alabama A&M bringing that free safety down into the box, not having a post safety. And that's one of the things that you got to deal with, is that after that quarterback or that running back passes that second level, you have nobody back deep to try to slow him down.
What a day on the ground for Walter Simmons III. 142 rushing yards and 2 TDs on the ground. And he came in as the pinch hitter today. Tyleek Bethea goes down. Walter Simmons comes in, and he's checking the rearview mirror, but nobody's in his sight as he takes it in for the touchdown. And I mentioned pinch hitting, a perfect baseball slide at the back of the end zone as well. And what can you say about this Bethune-Cookman offense? 185 rushing yards in this 4th quarter alone. Staggering numbers.
That is. That's big time. And then you look at Alabama A&M on the flip side with a -3 rushing yards. But, hey, you got to tip your hat to Walter Simmons. You talk about it. Tyleek Bethea came into this game as a starter, ankle injury. Walter Simmons got his name and number called, and guess what? He was ready. You always have to be ready when your name or number is called, and he's done that today. Bethune-Cookman 24 unanswered points, man. They've come into this game, and they played really, really good ball, decent ball. I would say this. They could have protected the ball a little bit better, but when it was time for them to make plays, they made plays on both sides of the ball today.
So ball is booted away. Terrell Gardner will have a chance. Gardner can't get past the 30. Is stopped at the 27. So Alabama A&M with 3.5 left in this game. Have to score twice, have 2 touchdowns, but now this Bethune-Cookman defense knows what's coming. It's going to be pretty much all pass. They've dropped a couple of interceptions, but they know what's coming and can play for it.
But don't sleep on Alabama A&M. You know, we've been talking about how high-powered this offense is. You know, so with Quincy Casey, he has a lot of weapons on the outside. So with 2 timeouts, you know, obviously the clock stops in certain situations. They can still get it done. So if you're Bethune-Cookman, don't fall asleep.
Just as I say that, another dropped interception by this Bethune-Cookman defense. Iverson Clement could not make the catch.
Jug machine should be hot this past week.
You mentioned it. Coach Collins is going to have to get on his boys pretty hard. After that's 3 dropped interceptions in the second half alone. But Alabama A&M is still alive. 2nd down and 10 at the 27. Casey lets it fly, finds Gums, and he'll walk out of bounds. LeVar Gums is one of the transfers from Central Michigan. Came into today with only 112 yards receiving. He's having a pretty good game himself. A couple catches. 3 catches. On third down. Just a 4-man rush. Casey throws. And that ball is intercepted. Omari Hill-Robinson missed one earlier. Wasn't going to miss that one. His 4th pick of the season.
Hey, big-time players making big-time plays. Again, talked to Nick Collins yesterday, and he talked about Omari Hill-Robinson, saying, man, I wish I would have had him for a few more years. I think, you know, 3 years ago had 5. Well, 2 years ago he had 5. Last year he had 4. And then this year, still getting his hands on the ball. Big time play by Omari Hill-Robinson. Hopefully we'll be hearing his name next year in the big leagues.
And Laurencia Moden has more on Coach Collins.
Yeah, you guys, I'm going to give you a little background on Coach Collins. He's a former NFL Pro Bowler. He graduated from Bethune-Cookman in 2004. And he was drafted in the 2004 NFL Draft. And in 2008 season, he led the NFL in interceptions. So he's no stranger to interceptions, and he might be the secret weapon for this defense.
His team could have had a couple picks on the day, and right now might get another big gain. Doesn't stay inbounds, but maybe the only mistake that Markai Shaw has made today had the long 52-yard touchdown run. And with Alabama A&M starting to come forward, trying to stop this run, this offensive line has started to feast, and these holes have been gaping open for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, and that was a good, you know, it's a good teaching moment for Markai Shaw. You know, he broke the line of scrimmage, had a good run, and ran out of bounds, you know. But I'm pretty sure the coach is telling him, look, in the future, stay in bounds, keep that clock running. But again, if we play of the game, it has to go to the offensive line. What they've been able to do in this run game and create these open lanes for whoever is running the ball. Jimmy Robinson, Markai Shaw, Walter Simmons, whoever is touching the ball, running the ball, they have lanes to run in, and that's because of the big guys up front.
3 guys with over 100 yards on the day. And that is something you do not hear very often.
Has that happened before? 3 guys over 100 yards rushing?
I mean,
stat guy. Stat guy, what we got?
We're going to get Anthony Haney on it.
That's impressive. That's very impressive.
Right now, 2nd down and 7. Ball outside the 20, at the 22. Ball dropped by Walter Simmons. He'll pick it up. And when it's your day, it's your day. Walter Simmons, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the afternoon.
These guys are having a good time. Like you said, if it's your day, it's your day. A little fumble snap, but you're able to pick it up. And again, being able to run in the end zone. The lanes are open. You have guys pulling. All you got to do is follow your blocks. And it's going to lead you to the promised land. You see it here. Fumble snap, low snap. But again, you got your tight end pulling, coming across. You got your lineman pulling. And we talk about not having that 3rd level because of not being able to stop the run. Walter Simmons, again, we've been calling his name all day.
Extra point is up and good. And wow, 164 rushing yards for your quarterback. 3 touchdowns on the ground. And when you step into a situation when you're not the starter, you mentioned you have to always be ready, but he's taking it to a whole other level today.
So this is the dimension where you do have 2 quarterbacks, right? So Talik Bate, he probably gives you the better option as far as throwing the ball down the field. But when you talk about Walter Simmons, this is what he does for you. This is what he brings for you, being able to just follow his blockers and, again, just using his legs, being a playmaker, being an athlete, and that hurts you as a defense because it adds a person into the blocking scheme, right? So now having a running back who can run like this and who's dynamic, it changes the math for everything. So Walter Simmons, man, he's done a great job just, you know, being ready when his number is called and prepping like a starter. We always say that. You got to prepare like a starter because you never know what's going to happen.
He has 2 teammates that have held their own as well. Markai Shaw and Jimmy Robinson, the 3rd, both have over 100 yards themselves. So now, Terrell Gardner will look to take this back. A hard hit. And let's look at the overall rushing attack for Bethune-Cookman. 138 for Robinson III and 109 for Markai Shaw. He had the touchdown himself. And Bethune-Cookman has simply blown it open here in the fourth quarter.
They have. It's a good thing, man, when you have a rushing attack like that, and then you just think about, you know, these three young men that's on the screen right now. Walter Simmons, he's a redshirt sophomore. Jimmy Robinson III, he's a redshirt sophomore. And then you have Markai Shaw, he's a freshman. So when you talk about Bethune-Cookman, when you talk about Coach Woody, you talk about trying to build a program, he has players on his roster right now that he can build around. So again, being able to come into this game, protecting your home field, and then next week you have a big-time matchup against FAM. But these are the things that we talked about earlier, where you can find things that you can build off of going into the offseason.
Second down and 1 after the pass to Jacoby Hewitt. Casey finds LeVar Gums. And Alabama A&M not done just yet. Ball spotted at the 49 in Bulldogs territory. Casey pumps, looking for options, will run, and will stop the clock. Takes a hit out of bounds. Nothing coming from that in regards to a call. And now, coming after for his quarterback, Carson Benson didn't like how late that hit was. Came in much later. And officials have to get control of this right now. Obviously some emotion for Alabama A&M after having such a strong start and not finishing the way they would have liked. Led 14-7 at half. As you can see, the script has completely flipped.
Yeah, you just got to keep it cool, you know. Running to the whistle. Whistle is blown. You know, Dearest Thomas, we talk about him being the leader of the defense. It seems like, you know, the refs thought it was a clean play. Felt like, you know, Quincy Casey was still in bounds when he pushed him. But you got to be smart. You know, it's the end of the game. You're up, you know, 31-14. You know, you see him run out of bounds. You know, just got him out of bounds. You know what I mean? But, hey, I love the intensity. Until that clock says 0-0-0, you know, and we in between these white lines, I'm going to come get you.
Wait and see what the flag is for.
After the number 76, offense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Down counts, second down. This is number 76, first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
So Carson Benson is called for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. As you can see, Dearest Thomas was the man that took the worst of it, and he is on the sidelines. His coach knowing he's much more important than what this end of the game score is going to look like. Here it is. So Benson coming in and just levels Barris. So it's second down and 17. Casey trying to step up, and he'll just slide down. Two flags came in behind the play, and Conroy Cunningham II throws down his helmet, talking with one of the referees. So again, unhappy with how the play transpired. So again, late in the game, you really want to not necessarily find a happy medium, but finish things off in a way that you can be proud of. But it is tough. This is an emotional game.
Nah, it is. You know, your emotions run high. Again, we're not sure what's going on, but you want to make sure that, you know, we end the game on a good note.
For Bethune-Cookman, they're looking to get their second win in a row this season after defeating Mississippi Valley State 20-7, and things looking very good right now on top of Alabama A&M, and they've held this.
There are multiple fouls on the play. Holding Number 63, offense. That penalty is declined. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 63, offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
And so Joshua Anderson is called for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and Coach Maynard wants to have a conversation about it. But at this point, Alabama A&M going the wrong way. You think about Bethune-Cookman going the right way in regards to how they played the past 2 games. You win against Mississippi Valley State. You get a win against an Alabama A&M team that puts up 31 points per game. You've held them to 14 points on the game and no points in the second half.
Nah, that's something that you could build off of just as a staff in general. You know, you look at the players on the sideline having a good time, you know, pouring water on the coaches. But when you talk about the defense, you know, Alabama A&M offense that comes in, you talk about it, the averages north of 30 points, and you hold them to 14 points on the defense. You're excited about that. But Bethune-Cookman on the offensive side, your starting quarterback gets hurt, your backup quarterback comes in, and you have 3 rushers over 100 yards. Man, you know, then your special teams made some big plays. So again, this is just a collective, collectively is a good win for Bethune. And again, going into next week's big time matchup against FAM, it's a good feeling to have today.
And on the flip side for Alabama A&M to come into a game, you go up at half 14-7, but your offense just could not find it in the second half and have to regroup to hopefully have a season. Coaches wanted to come in and maybe go 500 on the year. Now KC spinning out, and again the defense finishing things off.
The defensive line, they still hunting. Regardless of who's in the game, first you see Eddie Walls, you know, touching the quarterback first, but again, the defensive line, man, they're still hunting, got their ears pinned back, and they finishing the game off the right way.
And that was Peyton Doucette, just a freshman, and you see why his defensive lineman teammates were so excited, because it's difficult to come out here and play at a high level, and that's what Bethune-Cookman did. Victorious over Alabama A&M. The final score, Wildcats 31, Bulldogs 14. And Alabama A&M will fall to 4-6 on the year, and for Bethune-Cookman, they move to 3-7. Lorenzo Moten is down with the winning coach, Raymond Woody.
Hey, Coach Woody, so you talked to me at halftime and you told me that the message to your team was to finish. You guys did that and came away with a win. What does this mean for your team?
It's huge, you know, just getting these guys to understand that, you know, we do it the right way, you win the right way. And that's the whole thing. You know, we build student athletes here.
3 players with over 100 rushing yards. Talk to me about what that means.
Well, I tell you what, I'm so proud of the whole offense, especially the offensive line. I mean, we've been mixing and matching all year ever since this coaching staff got here. We found a way to find those 5 guys to jail, and they really did what they had to do. And then also the running backs too, you know, and then with our quarterback coming in after injury, you know, he stepped it up big.
Yeah, I mean, we can't not talk about Walter Simmons. We always talk about players being ready when their number is called, but he did more than that. What do you have to say about his ability today?
Well, you know, I tell these guys all the time, you got to stay ready. We put him in positions throughout the season. You know, he had some experience starting some games. He had some experience coming off the sideline, spelling guys, but this was a signature win for him, you know, and it's all about, you know, winning. Football is fun, but winning is fun, and he actually led us to victory.
Yes, and your defense had 4 turnovers. We can't not talk about the defense.
Yeah, well, the defense, like we tell all the time, our goal is 3 turnovers. We had 4, and those guys been getting turnovers throughout the whole season. And I'm just proud of the whole team, you know, coming in at half down and just finishing strong. And that's, we break it on finish. You ask those guys, they're going to say finish, 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 finish.
Thank you so much, Coach Woody.
Thank you.
Now the man of the hour.
The defense was really good at this game, but can't help but also offensively think about what Walter Simmons III did. He had a phenomenal day overall, and victorious were the Wildcats over the Bulldogs 31-14. Laurentia Moten is with the man of the hour, Walter Simmons III.
So now, Walter, you came in right in the nick of time. Tyleek Bethea got injured. What was going through your head when your number was called?
I was just staying ready, taking in everything my coaches tell me to do, and just trusting my teammates, just believing that we can win. And that's what we did.
You had over 150 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. This is a career game for you, and Coach Woody just said that. How are you feeling right now?
First off, I would like to thank God for everything, and I would also like to thank my offensive line and all my teammates. I know that without them, this wouldn't have been able to achieve.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And when you think about Walter Simmons, he was playing a little bit of backyard football. He was running all over the yard. He was sliding into the end zone. He was playing with excitement, playing with just fire. And that's what you like to see.
Of course, especially from your quarterback, your signal caller, right? Again, like this is the type of game that everybody you dream about. You know, everything was going right for him. He was able to get the ball, get into the end zone. Again, he mentioned it, Coach mentioned it, and we talked about it. The offensive line did a magnificent job just being able to create those lanes.
Well, here are our final stats for the SWAC contest. 31 points for Bethune-Cookman. And yeah, go ahead and circle that number. I don't know how many times you're going to see a number that large. 412 rushing yards is an amazing overall performance as we welcome you into the booth for the final time. And Antoine, when you think about just this team for Bethune-Cookman, first year head coach Raymond Woody, to have a game like this late in the season, we talked about it at the top, right? What this could mean for them moving forward, and they really showed out.
Yeah, they have. You know, Bethune, they've been going through a lot, you know, within this past year. So Coach Woody and his staff being able to come in and, you know, obviously the season not going how they wanted to go, but to be able to come here on senior day, on your home turf, and beat a very, you know, solid Alabama A&M team, this is something that you can go into the next week, you know, and build off of this.
You think about Alabama A&M at their top, whether it's Connell Maynor or Coach Dwayne Taylor. Although they didn't win the day, of course, they've been at Fayetteville State. There's a big game in the CIAA, the championship game that we're going to get to as well. So really excited about that championship. So make sure you stick with us here on HBCU Go Sports for that as well. Once again, the final score, 31-14, Bethune-Cookman with the W. HBCU Go Sports college football coverage continues next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We head to Houston for more SWAC football as Arkansas Pine Bluff visits Texas Southern on the syndication side. For Antoine Bethea, Laurentia Moten, Jasmine McCoy, and our entire HBCU Go Sports crew, my name is James Hadnot, signing off for the last time this season. You've been watching college football on HBCU Go Sports, powered by the Griot. Have a blessed evening, and we'll see you next year.